Eh, press the wrong
Hey.
button. But it looks like we're here now. Hello. Welcome to the final episode of Fun Shots. Fun Shots Desert Shadow. If you are not aware, if you're joining us for the first time, Fun Shots is a series of 1 to 3 episode or session games in a variety of game systems with a variety of people. This is our finale episode for the season, though. So if you're interested in the rest of them, you're gonna have to go check YouTube later. But um, before you do that, you should stay here. You can tell that I'm like really on top of my shit today. My brain is
You know what you're
got
talking
everything.
about.
Oh,
We can
absolutely.
all
I
tell.
I rehearsed. Yeah.
Yeah, the script and everything.
Totally. That's what I'm looking down at here, not my desk, wondering if there's maybe some meaning there that I can find. Um, Today we're going to be playing Blades in the Dark by John Harper. It's the Powered by the Apocalypse game. It is fantastic. I love it. I have yet to play it, and I believe that is true for most of the people here. So, a quick warning, because Fun Shots is about trying new games with new people. There are going to be some, like, we're not sure what we're doing happening here, so please bear with us through that. But, yeah. Before we get into the actual game, let's go around and say who we are and what we do. Hi, I'm Dylan. This is my channel. Okay, I'm going to shut up now. Katie.
I'm Katie. I do game thingies online. Do we say who I'm playing and what the playbook is, or just wait? Or what?
You know what? Fuck it. Sure, why not?
Okay. I'm playing Emmeline Cordera, and I'm using the Spider playbook. Devious mastermind. So far from
Yes.
reality.
Sure. Set. Oh, and pronouns, please.
Yeah,
Minor-
she, her.
minor
Both me
he,
and
him.
the character. Yeah.
Said.
Hi, I'm Sed. I sometimes make music. Other than that, I just kind of lurk. I will be playing Jack Scora in the game tonight, and she is the Leech playbook.
Yes. All right, and Connor.
Hey, I'm Connor, he, him, and today I'll be playing Clave Junker Morriston, using the Helm playbook.
Fuck yeah, you will. And finally, our resident queen of bullshit, Summer.
Wow, thank you for that title. It's really lovely of you
You're
to say.
welcome.
Yeah, I'm Summer. Do things on the internet, she, her. I am playing Ring, the Lurk, and he uses he, him, or they.
All right. So, here's our conceit for today. So we're just doing a one shot, but all of our players here, I refuse to call them heroes.
What?
Are all
That's
of our,
really hateful.
We deserve that.
all of our
Good
characters are
I feel
members
like a hero.
are members of a cult. So if you're looking for some culty Blades in the Dark, buckle the fuck up, because that's what you're gonna get today. So I think without any further ado, let's just do our best to play a game. Yeah, sound good?
Yeah.
Okie doke.
No.
So for our straight to TV movie of Blades in the Dark, we finish our commercials and start the program, and it opens with The Mystic by Adam Jensen, and as that's playing, we see this city with wildly disparate regions. There's an area that looks pretty built up, like you've got these large manors. There's an area with these small sort of shanty shacks, but all throughout the streets are paved with sandstone. There's a light sand blowing throughout, and the sky is pitch black. It's night, but surrounding this whole city, we see a sort of shimmering, ghostly, almost teal barrier. And we zoom down into the streets of the city, and pass a couple a couple different scenes. We see a couple people in sort of like sashes and turbans with swords roughing up a person in like a vest in baggy pants who's got their hands up. And we continue down the street past them into this sort of dark area where we can see people leering and lurking in alleyways. We see a group of people with like big golden earrings and studded clubs in their hands, walking into a tavern, and as our camera pans away, we just hear screaming and crunching and breaking. We continue a little further to a small house where we can see a body being carried out on like a stretcher of a person who is clearly dead. We see a couple people in like all black loose fit clothing with like twin scimitars on their backs, and sort of ghostly lanterns that are standing in a circle around this wavering wispy spirit. And then we rise up out of the slums and point toward the toward sort of the higher class district. We move past a couple large manors with folk in fine clothing laughing and talking with each other, toward a tall iron gate corroded by the sands. We pass through it, and our music sort of fades into the background like it's distant. And we see a run-down, almost like sort of dilapidated manor house. We move in through the front door and then sink down into the floor. And we see the four of you. So the four of you are walking down the stairs, the hidden stairway from Cardera Manor into the catacombs below. Who is in front?
I figure Emmy probably would be.
Yeah, I would think Emmy.
Okay, so could you go ahead and describe Emmy for us?
Yeah, Emmy is very delicate looking. She has long brown curly hair, very dark eyes, and she wears a long scarf wrapped around her hair, sort of in a hood to sort of protect against the desert winds and the sands and things like that. And she has a veil across her face that sort of it's sort of translucent, but it hides most underneath her eyes. Very dark eye makeup.
Awesome. And who is walking behind her?
I think Ring would be.
Okay, so Ring, what sort of absent-minded thing are you doing as you walk down the stairs behind Emmy?
I think that Ring does this kind of annoying, I mean, it depends on where you are, I guess, to think it's annoying, where he just like drags his hand along the wall. Like it kind of is like this annoying like scraping sound like perpetually, and like wherever they are, walking down the street, walking down like anywhere, he's always got his hand out. It's like he's always got to be touching something solid.
And could you describe them, please?
Yeah, so Ring is fairly tall and slender, and is wearing like several layers of like kind of like sweaters with a jacket pulled over top. He's got like longer kind of dirty hair that he's like probably pushing back out of his eyes every 2 seconds. And he's kind of walking with, it's more of like a strut, I would say, kind of like I'm too good for this a little bit. But yeah, like if you saw him, you would think he was alone. He's not paying anyone else like any attention whatsoever.
Awesome. Who brings up the middle with Ring?
I think that Jack might be hanging around. I think that she's definitely still not like used to all of this kind of like elaborate sort of stuff. Like even though like it's ruined outside, like she's from like the poor area and looks it, so she's kind of like scoping things out, probably touching things, and while Emmy's like, "Hey, don't do that." Like,
Hands
That's
to
not
yourself.
yours.
Hands to yourself. Hands in pockets, please.
So you're looking sort of like antsy, maybe.
yeah, I mean, like just kind of kid in a candy shop, sort of bewildered.
Mhm.
There's probably a lot of stuff that's a lot nicer that I'm used to, and I just want to look at all of it.
And could you describe your character, please?
Yeah. So Jack is pretty short and slight. She wears just like a big like baggy hooded cloak that's got like a bunch of like patches and stuff in it, and she has a red sort of sash around her waist. Um. I mean, yeah, that she's
Awesome.
bright eyes, like light colored eyes, green, which is peculiar.
And then bringing up the rear, we have our hound, Clave. Clave, why are you bringing up the rear? Why are you in the back of the group?
I'm in the back because I'm walking a little slow, and stumbling. Because whenever Emmy says "hands in your pocket," he takes that cue and reaches into his pocket and pulls out a glass bottle, and immediately starts drinking from it.
That's my child right there.
Oh, so
I
sweet.
love you so
Oh
much.
man. Okay. Great.
Which in this world is iced tea, but in the other one is going to be whiskey.
Uh-huh.
Why'd you tell me that?
Uh-huh, sure. Yeah, I believe
Let
that.
me believe.
I believe that, Connie.
He's got a scarf wrapped around his neck. I'm soft cosplaying him today. He's got a knit cap. He's got a whole bunch of dark clothes that have obviously been scavenged. They are not fitting his body well. And yeah, he's got like a patchy beard that's just not, it does not look good on him. He looks very out of place. And he's also got a whatever this world's equivalent of a German Shepherd walking behind him.
Awesome. And so the four of you are heading down the stairs, because you each woke up in the morning, what passes for morning here, hearing the sort of beckoning whispers of your god, and without any coordination, you all just sort of showed up around the same time as has happened a few times before. Are you all just sort of silently heading down, or is there some conversation happening?
I think Emmy is quietly keeping to herself. This is very serious business to her.
Of course.
I would say that Ring starts whistling some way about halfway down.
Okay.
What are we doing again?
No answer here.
So there's
Whistling
just,
louder.
I think we get like a shot of the four of you, and like maybe a couple shots where we see the different things that you're doing. We get like an establishing shot of your outfits and whatnot, and then we pass by you with the haunting, echoey whistling of Ring following behind us, and we open up into a small chamber that we can't really see the edges of. There's a light, a ghostly Leviathan blood light at the bottom of the stairs that fills the sort of front half of this room up to a brazier in the center that is unlit. And then the four of you enter the room. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna walk over to that brazier.
Yeah, Amy is too, and go to light it.
All right.
I'm gonna stand a respectable distance behind them.
I'm poking around.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Yeah.
Okay. So you Emmy are trying to light the brazier while Ring is futzing with stuff. And Jack, are you like poking around the room, or are you with the two of them at the brazier?
I think that the brazier kind of looks like the most interesting thing in the room right now.
Okay. So yeah, looking at it, and I think we get more of a close-up shot of it, and we can see these strange flowing characters written along the edge of it. And Emmy, as you light it, it bursts. There's like a burst of flame, and then it simmers down into a black fire that lights the room with stark shadows. And as the fire burns, the smoke billows out of it and begins to crawl up along the walls until it's kind of hard to tell how big the room is, because it's just its form is obscured by the smoke, and a figure steps out of the smoke. And I believe the name for your god that you chose was the Hollow One. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So it steps forward in it's got sort of these long flowing black and silver garments that are like not really fitted to a normal humanoid form. Like if any of you tried to wear it, it would immediately fall off of you, but it's working just fine for the Hollow One. It has a sort of bronzish skin and like short, like almost shaved to the head white hair and these piercing purple eyes. Oh, so kind of you to join me.
Hi.
Amy just immediately shakes her head.
Yeah, you say that, Jack, and it looks at you, and immediately, like, you feel like you've been dropped into an ice bath, and your heart starts to quit. All of you, as you look at, as you rest your eyes upon your god, you feel your heartbeat quicken, and you're still not sure. Like, this isn't the first time you've met face to face, but you're still not sure if your heart speeds up out of excitement or fear. But
I know why mine speeds up.
I'm sure you do.
Emmy like lowers her gaze and nods her head. We're responding to your call.
Yes, as all diligent lovers would. And it approaches the group of you, and places a kiss on each of your foreheads, and then looks back at Clave, who is standing sort of back. And you? Why do you hesitate today?
Not feeling 100% today. Sorry about that.
Oh.
I'm gonna just walk up a little bit.
Yeah, and they as you get within arm's reach, there's probably some like 7 feet tall So not enormous, but definitely taller than a person should be. They, as you approach, it grabs onto your shoulders and just pulls you close into this embrace, and you feel something leaving you. Let's roll. Let's do a roll for the first time.
Hey, roll.
Oh,
I think-
hello.
Bah.
I think this might be a resist roll. I'm not sure. I think that makes the most sense. I don't think there's like an action roll you could make to avoid this necessarily. But we're gonna have you roll a type of resistance to see what is lost.
Okay.
So the three different types of resistance rolls are Insight, Prowess, and Resolve, which you can see on your sheet. Insight
Okay.
is about your perception, Prowess is about your will, and Resolve is about your physical health. I think this is a Prowess.
Ooh, okay.
This is a Prowess roll, so that's going to be for you because you only have Prowl. You only have one skill there. And for
Okay.
the rest of you players looking at your own character sheets, you can see there's the three categories: Insight, Prowess, Resolve, right? And then that first dot, which corresponds to one of your actions that you have points in, is one die toward that particular resistance roll. So the idea is the more actions in a particular category you have, the better you are at resisting there. And I believe you can just click Prowess.
You can do
Uh,
that. Yeah.
Yeah, it tells me bonus dice. I assume I don't have any.
You can always let's see. You can't push yourself on a resistance roll, can you?
So this is kind of a different way of how resistance would normally work. Normally, you
resistance
use
is usually to
resistance
resist a
reduce the
consequence.
consequences of a thing.
Yeah, well the consequence here I think is going to be an overindulgence of your vice.
Okay.
Because you're drunk as fuck right now, dude. So basically what's happening is I guess I should have led with that. You're correct. So the consequence here is you're just gonna feel like shit today, right? We're gonna go with the overindulgence of your vice. A bad thing is going to happen based on that, and we will sort of retcon a bit to say what that was. Or you can choose to resist the consequence, and instead you will roll the appropriate resistance roll.
Okay, and that's prowess in this case.
That would be prowess. And how resisting works is you always resist the consequence. You like it just doesn't happen. You get to say, no, I don't want to deal with that. But your roll is subtracted from 6, and that final number is how much stress you're going to take.
Neat.
Whew.
I rolled 2.
Yeah, so you are going to take 4 stress, which is kind of a lot. So what's happening here is as they embrace you, and pull you close to their they have this sort of perpetually shiny, almost work sweat skin, and as they pull you close, you feel your drunkenness drawn from you, but something goes along with it, and you're just kind of tapped out. Not completely, obviously, you still have a bunch of stress there, but perhaps maybe there was something that you would have preferred to hold on to that went away with your inebriation.
Well,
There. They lean down and kiss you on the forehead like it did with the others, and says, "That should be better." And then
I
it stands tall now, and says, "I called you here, my favorite disciples. Because there's something in the city that I need. My sources have told me that a crystal dagger has been brought into Kethris, and I would like it.
That seems easy enough.
What
Doesn't
does
it, though?
this dagger do?
Is
Is
that...
I mean,
And
go ask
it like
questions, right?
it draws a finger across the line of your jaw, Emmy, and says, "Does that really matter?"
It might help us if we're questioned. I would do it for you with no information, of course.
It helps me do what I need to do in this city.
Of course.
Yeah. I don't think that if anybody asked us why we were getting a dagger and we responded with, "Oh, our spooky god told us to," like,
Oh.
we'll figure it out if that happens.
Do you know where it is?
Unfortunately, no. If I did, I'd just go get it myself.
Well, all right, we'll get it for you.
And it smiles this bright smile. And as it does, you just get a sensation that there are too many teeth for a single mouth to hold. I knew you'd say that. You'd never let me down.
Of course not. I have contacts. We will get the dagger for you. No problem, right? And Emmy looks back at the rest of them.
Oh, yeah, no, like, yeah, totally. You got it.
Everyone's like, uh-huh.
No, it's just a knife. Like, I mean, how hard can it be?
I mean, they asked for it. We're gonna get it.
Good. Well, if that is all, and there's like an unspoken layer to that, which is that is all,
Right.
and then they take a single step backwards, and over the course of like a second, all of the smoke in the room pools back into the brazier, and the room goes dark.
Hi, Mom. Good seeing you. I guess we should find this dagger. And we should waste no time.
Yeah. If it's like an important old thing, I'll bet you Hutchins knows something about it.
That's who. I agree. I can contact him. Unless anyone else has gotten their hands on it, I'm sure he knows some information.
Where?
Let's go.
All right, so this sounds like you are gathering information, which is
Yeah.
a mechanic in Blades in the Dark. Thank God, man! Imagine a game where you play a bunch of rogues and gathering information just isn't a thing. That would be the
Not one
worst.
of them.
That would be awful.
Why don't you just at Gary Gygax next time?
Yeah. Oof, too real. So
Mike Burles.
gathering information is nice and simple. It's a single roll, and you get to choose what action you are using for that. So there are a couple ways to do collaborative rolls in Blades in the Dark. You can help a person when they roll. You explain how you're helping them, and then they get an additional die. You can do an action to set them up, which I believe also gives them a bonus die, but it's a separate action. And if I should mention, if you help someone, it costs you stress. Or someone can lead a group action where everybody rolls the same skill, and then y'all as a group take the highest result, but the person leading the group action takes stress for every character for whom their highest roll was a 1 to 3. So
Okay.
which of these sounds like what you're doing?
One person can help another one person.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing.
I know Emmy's going to reach out to Hutchins.
Okay, so how are you doing that?
I probably
You could use. I don't know if you have anything in consort. I do.
oh yeah, I do. I have consort.
Well, but like so in
So I
in
think that's
She's
what, like,
in the
gonna
fiction.
she's gonna go she would like to go actually see him.
Okay, so you're gonna go in and meet him in his office and have a conversation.
Yeah.
Who is going with to help?
Oh, I will.
Okay, so
They're the ones who look professional out of the crew.
That's fair.
posh pals Emmy and Ring head off to
Posh pals.
head off to the Kethris Institute of History and Religion to go speak with your contact Hutchins. So the two of you arrive at his office, and he's buried in a pile of paperwork. There are 2 fully stocked shelves of various tomes, and then his desk. There's no surface space left. It's just bits of parchment here and there, and he's got a pair of cracked spectacles, and like an ink smudge on his face from where he like wiped his eyes a couple times. He looks up as you enter. Ah, Lady Caldera, please. He
Good morning,
tries to clear some
Hutchins.
space and like knocks an inkwell onto the floor. I'll see to that in a moment. What brings you to me?
She unwraps her headscarf and sits down very carefully because she doesn't want to get a single stain on her clothes, and this is a mess. Hutchins, I was contacted by the Hollow One, as you know.
Looks around, sort of paranoid.
No need to get so antsy.
This is why I trust you. You keep your nose in the books instead of up into other people's business, and I respect that.
Yes. Of course.
They're looking for some sort of crystal dagger. Has anything come across your desk lately?
A crystal dagger. And so what do you want from him specifically?
I want to make him a deal so he will give me information on where I can find this dagger.
Okie
I want to
doke.
use my ghost contract.
So maybe how can I find X under gather information?
Yeah, how can I? Yeah.
Yeah, so that sounds to me like you're like trying to consort because you're friends, right? You've got a good
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah. And I'm putting on the. I really want the. I'm distinctly making him a bargain too to make it work.
Yeah, and you're relating to you're bringing up your relationship. And you're like, oh, I can
Mhm.
trust you. So I'm trying to pick up or go to the the rules for helping. So I think it's 2 stress to help. So Ring, how are you helping here? What is it that you do that boosts Emmy?
I mean, I think Ring is trying to be a intimidating, kind of laid back, relaxed. Like, this is obviously like a tense subject, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Ring is being so laid back, it's like unnerving.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like Hutchins feels like everybody should be super hushed and careful, and
Yeah.
he's like,
And
whatever.
Ring's like sitting down with their feet up on Hutchins's desk. Like,
Perfect. Yeah, you've crumpled a couple papers
yeah, absolutely.
with your
Muddy
boots.
footprints on everything. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So
Very friendly though, smiling a lot.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So to assist, you're going to take 1 stress,
Okay.
and you're going to give +1d to Emmy's roll. So
Okay.
Emmy, you can go ahead and roll consort, and I think, or don't roll it yet because we need to set up the effect and position. I think honestly that this is a controlled position. There's not a whole lot that can go wrong here,
Okay.
Right.
but I think your effect is limited in this case because he's super antsy and nervous, and he's not like, he's pretty frazzled. He's not in a position to be super helpful right now.
Yeah.
So you can, at your discretion, you can choose to sacrifice position in favor of greater effect, which lets you, like, so you could go from controlled to risky position and at the same time go from limited to standard effect. You can also, you're getting a helping die from Ring, and then there's also pushing yourself, which is you spend 2 stress and then you get to choose from a list of things I don't have memorized, but is under PU probably. Pushing self. There we go. Which is page 13, I think. 13 or 20. There's also the Devil's Bargain, which I will give you in a moment. Oh, jeez. Pushing yourself. You can.
I love rules.
I love rules. I mean, that's honestly that's
They're
one of the
so
things
good.
that I like about this system is that it is a powered by the apocalypse system with a bunch of rules. So it feels super rules light, but has enough system there that you're like, you have something to grab onto and engage with. Okay, so you can use stress to push yourself for greater performance. For each bonus you choose below, take 2 stress. You can choose add +1d to your roll, add +1 level to your effect, so going from limited to standard, or if you choose to do the bump to risky, that would be from standard to great effect, or take an action when you're incapacitated. You're not currently incapacitated, so you don't have to worry about that. And I'm going to offer you a Devil's Bargain. So a Devil's Bargain means that I offer you some consequences, and if you accept the Devil's Bargain, and also any player can offer a Devil's Bargain, it doesn't have to be the GM, but if you accept the Devil's Bargain, you take the consequences. No ifs, ands, or buts. The bad stuff is going to happen, but you do you get a bonus. I think it's you get a bonus die. So you can either push yourself or take a Devil's Bargain. You can't do both, but it is a way to help yourself without spending stress.
Okay.
So my Devil's Bargain here is going to be that I will give you your bonus die, but I'm going to start a 4-part clock that is Hutchins' conscience.
All right.
And depending on the
Not-
depending on the result of your roll, I will add some spots. I will fill some spots on that clock.
You should not have gotten to an agreement with the Carteras if you had confidence.
You really should.
Should not have. I sort of like that a lot just because I like the implications of it and it's a one shot. So why the fuck not, right? Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna do that and take the Devil's Bargain because it sounds really fun.
Try and speed up that clock as fast as you can
Yeah.
to see make it do something in this session.
Yeah, it's a one shot. Who cares?
Fuck that
Okay.
fam.
Let's do it, but
Do it.
I'm fucking
So-
up everyone. Who care?
Everything's the same. I just got extra die, right?
Yeah, so you're gonna get 2 bonus
Two extra
dice
dice.
because you're getting 1 from Ring and 1 from the Devil's Bargain.
So, controlled position because everything's cool.
Yep,
Standard
and your
effect.
limited effect.
Limited
unless,
effect, okay.
Unless you would like to
No, I'm cool with it.
boost things. Okay. Okay, so you got a 4, which is, it's okay. It's not the worst.
Conscious is probably.
Could it be better? Yes. Could it be worse? Also yes. So
It's a
let me
4, so that's not bad.
yeah. Let me go to gather information and look up how much you get. This is one of those things where if this were a long-term campaign, eventually I just have it memorized, but you have to bear with me here. Okay, so on a 4 to 5, you're gonna get a little bit. Crystal dagger. Yes, actually, now that you mention it, there was a collector that I heard of bringing one in through the port about a week ago. It's interesting that you ask me about this. And he stops for a moment as if he's like understanding the implications of your asking about it. Swallows hard. I don't remember who had the dagger, unfortunately.
Sure.
But
Don't
I-
remember at all.
I'm afraid not. Gestures at his desk. I've been quite busy.
She leans forward and just stares at him and Hutchins. You've always had a very good rapport with each other, have we not?
Yes, of course.
Just feel like perhaps you're holding back from me, and if I have to make an extra trip to Celia today to find out more information, that it's going to really ruin my schedule and know how I am about keeping strictly to my schedules.
I understand that, but I can't conjure information out of thin air.
Well, so be it then. I hope the Hollowed One is happy with the information you've provided then.
Are you trying to get something out of Hutchins here? Yeah.
I think she's just. No, I think she's gonna leave it at that. She's done. She's over it.
That's it.
She's
You're
gonna
just
get other sources.
you're just saying this to say it. You're not trying to get anything from it.
Oh.
Well, I feel like if a character imagined that he was holding back, it would make sense, even if we as players know that the role only got so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to force anything meta wise
Right.
to get more when I haven't earned that. She's just being, a devious person.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to keep rolling for more information when I don't deserve it.
Okay, doke.
When Rain gets up and like moves his feet off of the desk, they like knock a shit ton of stuff off the desk with their feet. And he's like, oops.
You should probably hire someone to keep things tidy around here.
It's very easy to knock
Very
things
messy.
over.
You could lose information very easily.
He just looks sort of like, what the fuck, man, between the two of you. As you,
Oops.
I
as
don't
you,
know if
said
that was a
oops.
threat or not.
as you head out. And I think with that, we're at the top of the hour. This is a great point for us to take our first break. So we're gonna
You
step
mean
away
people
for.
don't believe it when you say oops? It was an accident.
We're gonna step away for a couple minutes, and then when we come back,
You need time
We're
to go
gonna-
and not be broken.
Yay!
yeah, I'm gonna go recuperate for a couple minutes, and then when we come back, we're gonna find out what these chuckle fucks get next. We'll see you soon.
fair.
And I think OBS says that everything is unmuted, so welcome back to
Yay!
Fun Shots Desert Shadow. So you just roughed up or shook down Hutchins, the poor man.
I accidentally knocked over some of his stuff with my feet.
Okay.
Sure. Sure thing. I believe that. And you head out of the Institute, and I think Clave and Jackie are both just like outside, like right at the entrance to campus as the two of you walk out. What would you like to do?
As she's like putting her scarf back on, she walks up to Jackie and Clave, and I feel like he's holding something back. I'm not sure why, but that's something we'll deal with later. It's not worth our time right now.
Did you get a lead?
It came from the port, but he wouldn't give a name. He claims he doesn't know it. I can always reach out to Celia. She might know more. Sometimes her sources, they're more underground than Hutchins are. She might know more.
Do we have we spent time in the port area, like at all?
Presumably, like you've probably been in the city for a while. And whereas like now in the modern day we have computers, so we don't have to leave our houses and explore the cities we live in. In the world of Blades in the Dark, that's not a thing. So you've probably been to most of the places in the city. Especially just
Besides
given
the
that
harbors where all the people come bringing cool shit, like giant vats of demon blood.
Yeah,
and stuff.
we're always at the port. I love people watching at the port.
of course
I
you
feel like
do.
Amy probably does a lot of business there, picking up imports, like Jack said, imports. Yeah. Or like said, sorry. But but yeah, she just looks at the group of you. I feel like the Hollowed One will deal with Hutchins when his time comes.
I don't know. I really like Hutchins.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he doesn't die or double cross us.
I mean, if he dies, and that's the way it was supposed to go. If he double crosses us, then
He'll probably die.
he'll die. Regardless,
happens.
he's probably going to die. Actually.
No,
Oh.
no. He just forgot.
All right. I'm just going to find Celia.
Alright. Yeah, I don't. Who's Celia? Is she at the harbor?
I think this is a contact. This is one of your relationships,
Yeah.
right?
This is my shrewd friend.
Your shrewd friend, who is an information broker, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to go case the docks.
You want to go case the docks? Okay.
Do
So
I
I
want to see
think
if there's anything cool being transported.
And
think
I want to go with Jack.
Celia is probably in like a mercantile district, where she has an apartment above somebody's shop. So, Ring, where would you like to go? Would you like to go with Tessalia, or would you like to go case the docks with Jackie and
You know,
Clive?
I just know that there's this really like cool place by the docks that sells these deep fried chicken legs, and I really, really fucking want one. So I think that's where I'm gonna go.
Oh, Jesus. Summer, ladies and
The
gentlemen. Okay.
docks.
I like the way you think.
Thank you. Ring is just feeling pretty hungry right now, and like that's number one priority. So,
Being
and
a
you know,
hellion just
I would
makes him
consider
hungry.
these chicken wings to be a pleasure in my life.
Ethan. Ring's out to get
The
those
chicken
chicken
tendies.
It's
Give me
true.
those nugs. I need them. Chicken on a stick.
Chicken on a stick.
I need the chicken on a stick.
God, I love
Yeah.
chicken
I mean, the
so
moment the word port was said, chicken on a stick is the thing that Ring heard. Chicken on a stick?
Yeah. All right.
Yes, I will go there.
Okay, so the three of you troublemakers will head to the docks, and the fourth troublemaker will go to call on a
not
friend.
the troublemaker.
You absolutely are.
Absolutely, you are.
Never made
The
trouble in my
troublemaker.
life.
Sure. So you let's follow the group for a bit. So I think we cut directly to the docks, and it's a little different from docks that maybe we've seen in other fantasy games. They're made of like iron with these sort of long reinforced poles going into the water. The buildings are sort of like fired mud brick with sort of corrugated iron roofs, and then pulled into port. There are a couple ships that are sort of like more conventionally medieval or Victorian, but down sort of at the end we can see this hulking iron juggernaut, and there are people walking to and fro in a variety of outfits from various lands. What's your plan? What would you like to do here?
Well, Jack has kind of just a history of like scoping things out and looking to try and find where the shinies are.
Same.
So I think I'm gonna go ahead and try and like survey the area and see if there are any like basically looking at like containers that are being transported and stuff that look like they might contain more valuable things in them, to use that to try and gain an idea of where something might be.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Clave is also surveying the area, but he's more focused on people,
Mm-hmm.
because he has a history of tracking people. I don't know if this helps or if we're gonna have to do separate things.
Ring is just kind of like walking around super casual with his chicken. Just kind of checking things out, probably making like casual chit chat, I would say. Like the weird, like a stranger walks up to you and is like, "Hey, how's it going?"
God, I fucking hate that.
I had a chicken leg.
Don't talk to me. If I wanted to talk to you, I would talk to you.
But I want to talk to you, baby.
Yeah.
What you up to? What's going on? What you got there?
Sorry, my introvert is showing.
Sometimes
I'm just
sometimes
imagining
a boss-
any situation in which somebody like comes up to me with like chicken on a stick. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
It's not
And I-
even normal coming up to you. He's got a fucking chicken on a stick. Just what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, although I guess-
And then, like walking down a random dock and like there's just a ton of shit lined up along the side and just casually knocking stuff in.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, I've
Standing there
lived,
for a while.
I've lived in San
knocking stuff
Francisco
in.
long enough for that not to be too weird. My response would be
Knocking
like
stuff-
this.
Stuff in
I mean-
off the docks.
That is weird. But walking up with chicken and just being like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like, I would just be like, "You're having a real good day today, aren't you?" Like, Okay,
I'm all
so
kinds of high on this chicken. I'm high on life right now.
High on
it-
chicken tendy life.
I'm curious, are you I'm not sure if this is 3 separate roles or if you're doing a group action. What do y'all feel
I
like?
kind of think we're all doing the same thing, which is like observing people, right? We're just doing it in 3 very different capacities.
Right.
I'm doing it very up close.
Yeah.
Hello. I'm standing less than a foot from you.
I feel like that would be, is that survey? Does that sound
I feel
right
like
to
what
everybody?
I'm doing is definitely a survey.
I'm definitely trying to use survey. Maybe
Okay.
hunt, but probably survey.
So if you're doing a group action, who's leading the group action?
Jack's not a leader.
I think-
Clay,
Well-
you can certainly try.
yeah. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do that very well.
Okay, well then Jack will do
Okay.
it because she's very comfortable with it, so she can lead that.
Jackie.
Don't
Yes.
help
Okay.
Jackie.
All right. Let's see. So for a group action, I believe everybody rolls, including the leader, right?
Yeah.
So
it's
everybody
all
is
the
going.
same role.
Yeah, everybody's going to roll survey,
thing.
which is not great for
Our-
for Ring.
What is our position?
Your position here, I think, is. I think this is risky.
or-
I think this is risky standard. Like there, you have a decent potential for a reward here, but you're also like out in the open. You're in public. You're not in home turf. So
Right.
this I would say is risky.
I got a 5.
Hot damn! And you can push yourself if you would like.
Nah.
Also got a
Is
5.
that a 5?
That is also a 5. I think you just count your highest
Yeah,
roll,
it's the highest.
and if you
number.
get 2 6s, that's a crit.
Okay, but do I roll it too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're rolling
everybody who's
survey.
doing it rolls it. And then I take stress for, is it every die that's rolled or just every player that gets
Every 1 to
3 or less?
every person for whom their highest number is a 1 to 3. So
Okay.
the thing with Ring here,
Cool. So
it's a 2 because Ring
Uh,
has a
Yeah.
0.
oh
in
no, you
survey.
have 0.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you take the lowest.
Oh,
so
that's
you're going to take some stress. Let me look up. I think it's just 1 per. It's not
I think
2.
it's 1 per.
But I
fine.
want to double
Here
check.
I
So
go.
you're going to take 1 stress. But your highest result here was a 5. So
Yep.
if I remember correctly, that means you get some of what you want, or you get what you want, but there's a complication. So the complication here is going to be heat for
Okay.
the crew, because you're asking around, like you're asking a bunch of questions. You're being shifty. You're trying
For
to be
sure.
subtle, but clearly Ring isn't. So I'm gonna give you.
You need to tell me that someone shoving their chicken on a stick and asking questions, like just shoving it in their face, isn't subtle.
No, it is
I don't
not.
believe that. I don't
That
believe. I
happens
believe that's
every day.
very subtle.
Listen, I'm just asking them how their day is going. I'm just here to brighten people's lives and see what's in their boxes that they're holding.
So I think, jeez, I think based on the rules here, Ring is responsible for your heat, and Jack and Junker are responsible for your results.
Cool.
Which in a way is great because Ring is pulling all the attention off of the two of you.
Right.
Look at me. I'm over here now.
How much heat was that, by the way?
I think that's gonna be. Two's pretty bad, but it was risky. I'm gonna say 2 heat.
2 heat. Cool.
Um,
That's not too bad.
that's not too
I'm just
bad.
getting on people's boats when they're not looking.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Hey, you can't be there. You can't,
What?
young person, please Please come here.
Me
Um,
with the nugs?
Yes,
I
you
love
with
how
the-
it's just any kind of anonymous chicken piece in your hand, like it keeps changing.
It's just anonymous chicken,
This
right?
is
Um,
vague pork chicken.
That's actually
said-
the name of the stand, Anonymous Chicken.
Anonymous chicken.
anonymous chicken. I love it.
Just walking out with a variety bucket.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
That-
My
that's
mama
my
always
ring love.
I
said.
ate the
Always
bone.
gets what he wants.
My mama always said life was like a bucket of chicken. You never know what you're gonna get.
And he like pulls one out and he's like, this was just a French fry. Throws it in the water.
Maybe next time I'll get an onion ring.
Yeah, so we see Ring walking absent-mindedly on the deck of a ship, and then someone be like, "Hey, no, come down from there. Come back. You can't be there." And as that's happening, Jack walks by and just sort of like, while no one's looking, picks up a ledger and flips through it real quick. And you find in someone's shipping manifest, they have like they're currently getting ready to ship out of port, but in their previous manifest, when they were coming into port, there is historical. There's a several pounds of historical artifacts for Ms. Moria.
Miss Moria.
Yes.
That's a note.
Yeah, that's a name that's familiar to you. And Clave, you're hanging back with Jesse, your dog, right? And do we see you leaning against a building, or what are you doing here while you people watch?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So we get the
Leaning back, trying to get my buzz back.
Yeah, we got the gruff guy and the duster with the hat taking a swig. And sort of as you look along the waterfront, you look down the port side, and you see a person that you recognize. You don't have a name, but you've seen them before. And I think you're maybe having a hard time placing exactly where, but they don't look super well off, and they are currently talking to.
Hey, Sky.
They're talking to the dog. No, they're talking to a person in sort of like a
Hey,
naval,
Sky. Chill out.
a naval uniform down by the big Leviathan hunter ship. So yeah, you take note of that from where you're standing.
So I just recognize the person, but no name, no anything.
Yeah, you're not quite sure. What would you like to do?
I would like to not approach
Okay.
because
You want me to go over?
Hey.
Mm,
Hey,
I
come here.
would like to track them. I would like
Okay. You wanna like
I would like to
tail
see
them?
where they're going. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Using my hunt skill, if that is appropriate.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate. You're like trying to keep your distance and blend in with the crowd as you follow this person when they leave the docks and head back. Sure. So we see you sort of like leaning against the wall, and then you just forward and turn, and we'll see how well you do as we see Jack put the ledger down as Ring is walking down the gangway. Go ahead and roll. I think this is going to be risky standard. So as per usual, you've got a
Okay.
couple options. You can push yourself, which is 2 stress. Yes, pushing
Two
yourself.
stress and extra die.
2 stress and extra die or extra effect. Or 2 stress per. You can choose an extra die and an effect, or just one of them. And it's 2 stress each. You can also, I guess, accept help from someone, but I don't think anyone's in a position really to help you here.
Right. I am gonna push myself because if I'm too stressed, that means I'm too blessed, right?
Or if someone has a devil's bargain. Nope. All right. So, a 4. Not great. You get some of what you want, or you get what you want, but there's a complication. So go ahead and mark your 2 stress.
Mark.
What is this complication going to be? I think you're trailing the person. I guess so. My question here is, which do you want more? Do you want to not be seen, or do you want to know where the person's going?
I would like to not be seen.
Okay, so the consequence here is you're going to lose them in the crowd. You can, because it's a consequence, you can resist consequences, which again is a resistance roll.
No. What kind of resistance would it be?
That'd be insight, right?
I think insight makes the most sense here. Yeah.
Bless me, RNGesus.
Okay, so you only take 3. Oh shit! You take 3
Yeah.
stress. Which,
Yeah.
looking at
hang
your
on,
stress
does that
track,
put you in the trauma zone?
Now,
it does.
for Survivor,
How are you already this stressed out?
You know, this is a tense
because I
situation.
lost my buzz.
He's had
That's
a bad
exactly
day.
why I'm this stressed out.
That booze is
What I
gone.
love is that
God,
So-
functioning alcoholic.
No, I do get +1 stress box from Survivor. I don't know if that was already added to the sheet or not.
Let me see. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and
9 is normal.
Ring has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so you've got one little bonus box that you're sitting at. Go ahead and fill all your stress boxes there. And if you take another stress, you're hitting trauma. So you're not taken out of the conflict here. You have resisted the consequence, so they aren't getting away from you, and you are staying hidden. So you follow them, and I think we cut for the briefest moment to Ring and Jack looking around, like trying to find you, and now we're gonna switch over to Emmy. So,
I'm just going, God, I hope they're not fucking up.
Oh, you know that's too much to ask.
So much that.
We're great at this.
ouchies. So, Emmy, we see you walking through the door of Celia's apartment as she invites you inside, and she's wearing like she's got like a vest and a button-up shirt with the sleeves rolled up, and like some smart tailored pants, and a freaking, I forget the name of the hat, the floppy Peaky Blinders hat.
I love her.
And she gestures for you to head into her sort of living room area. She closes the door and locks it and slides the chain across. So, Emmy, and she gives you a hug and does like the kiss on each cheek. What brings you in?
Hello, friend. I have just a few quick questions. I don't want to keep you, especially since I didn't make an appointment. I'm looking for a knife. It's a crystal dagger. Hutchins is being very less than helpful, I would say, and you were the only other person I knew to come to. I was told that it came through the docks recently.
Well, that's your problem right there. Talking to a professor about stolen goods. Should have come straight to me.
Trying to keep my options open, you understand?
Of course. Could I offer you any tea?
I'm fine, thank you, friend.
Well, if you'll pardon me for having some myself. She pours herself like the furniture in here is pretty nice. But she opens her cabinets and she's got like a bunch of chipped cups and various ceramics of styles from various from the different regions of the world. She pulls one out, checks it to make sure it can actually hold liquid, and then puts some tea into it. Comes to sit down. So, you're looking for a crystal dagger. Things get a bit complicated round that. Object fitting that description came in about a week ago through the port, but well, let's just say it's been put in some hands that I'm not really in the mood to be betraying at the moment.
Are they hands I'm familiar with then?
Oh, I don't know that I want to say much more than that, but I wouldn't say they're hands you're unfamiliar with.
Celia, we have known each other for years. Have I ever done wrong by you, friend?
No, of course not, and that's why I'm not lying to you.
I understand that and I appreciate it. I just need more information. That is your job. That's why we help each other.
Do you have
Is there
anything for trade?
Anything you would like? Do you need a deal bartered? Do you need something from my own personal collection that would perhaps make things easier with you if things were to get a little hard with these people?
I've got some interest in the next election. If you could,
Of course.
if you happen to know who the current election deputy is, I could trade.
Do you want to know that?
So I think how we should handle this, I think this is a study roll to see if you
Okay.
know it. I think the this is what's our position? I think this is pretty controlled, right? Like there's not a whole lot of room for something bad to happen to you here.
I feel like the main risk would be the person finding out that her contact
I think
told her.
I think the risk here is actually harming your relationship with Celia, because you're not gonna have anything to offer up, and so you're just gonna have to like call in a favor. And she's gonna feel a little used. Your effect, because you have a relationship with the city, right? Is that correct?
I was gonna ask, could I like argue for an advantage with that or something?
Yeah,
As
I'm going to give you because you have +1 status with them. I'm gonna give you great effect on this.
Okay.
So this is controlled great, and it's a steady roll. You can push yourself if you would like a bonus die, or you can't really get greater effect. So you could push yourself for that, or if anybody has a devil's bargain they would like to offer, that is an option. But I don't have one here.
If not, I'm just gonna push myself. This is pretty important to me.
All right.
And you said steady, right?
Yes.
God, these fours. Ah!
That's
It's not a failure.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's not a fail, and yeah, no, that's pretty darn good. So with a 4, you get a bit, you lose a bit. Yeah, you know who the current election deputy is, and you can give that information to Celia. But I think what's gonna happen here is as you're leaving in a couple minutes, someone's gonna there's gonna be a spy nearby, and they're gonna see that you were talking with Celia, and your hand will be tipped just a little bit.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it.
So you're
As
taking.
she like leans for. Yeah, I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
As she leans forward, she's like, I do know that information, of course. You know, I have contacts in the city, but I also need a deal from you, Celia. It's only fair. It's how we do things.
Of course.
I need
Tit for
all the
tat.
information you have on this dagger.
The dagger. The dagger
before
was-
she says she puts her hand out. I'm gonna make a contract with her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at this.
I think I can put it in the chat. Yeah, I put
Throw
it
it
in the chat.
Ghost contract. Awesome. When you
Oh.
shake on a deal, you and your partner, human or otherwise, both bear a mark of your oath. If either of you breaks the contract, take level 3 harm. So what's the deal here?
I want all the information that she has, and we'll both keep our promises. But I want to. If it's not all the information that she has, truthfully, then if she's keeping something from me, then it'll be broken.
If she like intentionally withholds information.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And for you,
And
what's
my
your end of the
deal,
bargain?
my part was giving, my part was giving her the name of the political person.
Okay. Well, since it was great effect, I'm gonna give this to you. She's not gonna be suspicious about it. She'll shake on it.
I imagine she probably does it with Celia a lot too. There's probably marks, oaths all over Emmy's arms of deals that she's made.
So is your mark a visible mark then?
Yeah, and I think it's the initials of the person she makes a deal with.
Awesome. So the two of you shake
They're
on
many
it.
for Celia.
The two of you shake on it, and there's a sort of whispering sound that we hear, sort of rising to a crescendo in the background of our audio track, and then your hands let go of each other, and the whispering cuts. Well, I've never been one to turn down a friend, so. This dagger is bad news, Emmy. It was stolen from a collector out in Duskfall, and well, let's just say it's not used for anything good. There are rumors that can be used for summoning, but it carries the price of life. It was stolen in Duskwall, ferried here, sold to your good friend Moria, who handed it right over to the Dread Oasis.
Of course, that doesn't sound out of character at all. Thank you, Celia, of course. As always, you were my most trusted friend.
Look, Emmy, I don't know what the Oasis wants with this thing. I hope and pray that's just to keep it hidden away, but they're killers, Emmy. If you're looking for this, you best be getting some serious help.
She just stands up and puts her hand on Celia's shoulder. Don't worry about me at all. I have all the help I need. It's from the person who asked me to find this dagger.
She looks at you sort of confused. Really? And who would that be?
That's not information we agreed to trade, is it?
So right through me. Well, maybe someday I'll have something to trade for that.
Well, we always love new members. We welcome them into our fold all the time, but only when you're truly ready, and I don't think you are, Celia.
She looks at you suspiciously, and there's this moment where it's sort of like, it's like when you haven't seen a friend from like high school in a long time and you meet them and they just turned out to be not what you expected of them. It's that moment where she's not sure what happened with you, and she's trying to like, you can see her mentally walking back through like all of the moments you've had together, trying to see where the moment where the point was where you became whatever it is you are now.
Where you got creepy.
Yep.
Let me walk you back for a couple years. Don't worry, Celia. It'll be fine. Thank you for your information.
Of course.
I'll make sure that whatever you need done with the city is done, of course.
Take care now.
You as well. And I think she leaves.
Yeah.
Trying to be as subtle as possible, but of course.
But of course, yeah, as you walk, we see you walking down the stairs, putting your scarf back up, and you close the gate behind you, and you look both ways, and across the street we see a hooded figure in the shadows, just sort of slip into an alleyway and out of sight, but you do not see them. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the city, Junker, you are you're following your mark through the city, feeling pretty shitty, taking some heavy swigs, and you manage to trail your mark pretty deep into the slums, to an unassuming sort of like shack, and they walk up to it, and it just looks like a shitty house, right? It looks single story, single room. They walk up to the door and they knock on it, and you're too far away to like hear anything, but they say something to the door, and then the door opens, and you can't. It's hard to see inside because it's dark, it's unlit, and they sort of slip in. The door doesn't open all the way; they just slip in, and the door closes. What would you like to do?
I would like to take note of that, and I would like to head back to my other people, and not engage this at all right now.
Good call. So you head back to Cardera Manor. Sounds good. Actually,
I mean, how long has it been?
It's been like 30 minutes, probably. 30. Yeah.
I mean, do I get the sense that the other two would probably stay around eating chicken and harassing people?
I absolutely want some chicken.
Yeah, I mean, I'm picking up enough chicken for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm gonna bring it back. So.
You've got a family
I can really
family
eat something
bucket.
really greasy right now.
So
But yeah, I would just head back.
I want a fortune roll from you.
Oh dear.
So a
How do I
fortune
do
roll
that?
is a roll without consequences, basically.
Oh, cool.
It's just I'm curious how good a thing is, and what I'm curious about is how good you are at noticing the stuff in the area. So you're sort of casing the joint. So
Did I do that right? I hope
not
so.
really. It's because I'm allowed to cheat a little bit, and I'm allowed to tell you to roll fortune with one of your actions. And
Oh, okay.
because this is noticing the details of the area, I think this is survey. If you would like
Okay.
to use one of your other skills to sort of get an idea of what's going on in the area, you have the final say always. The player always has the final say on which action they are rolling for a thing.
I like survey. Survey is great.
Okay.
I hope. And this is a fortune roll. Standard.
Yeah. It's just
No bonus dice.
nope.
Cool.
But the two.
I got it.
Okay, so yeah, you're too drunk. You don't see fucking anything. All you know is there's this house there. That's it. And we
That's our
see
sweet
you.
boy.
We see you stumble back to Jesus.
So proud.
Stumble your way back toward the docks, where it's like
Am I trying to get back to the docks, or would I make a beeline of sorts back to the manor?
a circuitous beeline. Your call.
I would go by the docks to check and see if they were still there.
Okay, so you could find your pals with their chicken buckets, probably like about to head back. And I think we probably cut to the four of you back in Cardera Manor. So do you? Yes, chicken buckets. Oh my god, that's what they're called too. Oh, I hate it. So, when you're in Cardera Manor, do you usually spend your time in the manor itself, in sort of like the decaying rooms, or do you
Amy does.
spend time in the catacombs? Where would you meet as a group?
Amy spends her time like personally split between like the catacombs and the decay room. She loves the decay. That's her jam. It's her jam.
Of course, she feels nice and goth, and
It's her home.
God, if Polaroids were a thing,
She's just sitting underneath a leaking roof reading a book. It's probably like Sylvia Plath or something, like this universe of Sylvia Plath.
Ring is building some kind of like fort / tower out of like half burnt up, gross, watery books from
okay.
the library.
So maybe we find you in the ruined library of Cardera Manor. You have a pile of information here. I think it is time for you to set up a score. So we don't have to we don't have to roleplay through all of you telling each other what you know. You all know what you know. I assume you share. If there's anything specific that you would like to keep back, you can say so. But it seems like y'all are roughly on the same page. What would you like?
I don't think Emmy would tell them about how dangerous the dagger is.
Okay, that's
It's
fair.
a knife. And it's a knife and a spooky god wants it.
I mean,
Seems
yeah, you
like-
could assume, but she knows for a fact what it's used for now, and she doesn't.
Right.
She's not sharing it.
Yeah. That's
Ring
fine.
So-
just lives every day like it's their last. Who fucking cares?
So how would you like
I had
to?
chicken today.
As long as it's got those nugs.
Yeah, there are a couple like empty buckets in the corner.
Yeah. Mhm.
How would you like to reclaim the dagger?
Okay.
Oh, that's a great question.
What would you like to do?
So, are we assuming that the Dread Oasis is posted up at the place that Clave found? Not Clave, Clave.
Clave, Clavoy,
Clave.
Clave Marista.
I just think about like the little like
Please, Clave is my father's name. I never knew my father.
Oh Jesus. Oh God above,
Mr.
take me
Clavey.
now.
I was gonna sacrifice the dog. Now I'm sacrificing you.
I'm
The
okay
dog
with
can
this.
stay. The
That's
dog can
cool.
stay.
The dog is our new fourth member.
Yes.
Um,
So that is the assumption, and I think once Junker hears from Widow that that's who the knife got to, you can put two and two together, that you recognize that person from when you kicked everybody out of here. There was a bit of a brawl that went down when you kicked the Dread Oasis out of Cardera Manor, and you remember them
That's
from
right.
punching them in the face.
yeah, that was a good memory.
Oh. I love that we have this like plot brawl that we won because none of us are good at it. So like,
Clay
How
was pretty
can't
good at
did
it.
like,
we
oh
do
my-
it is the question.
yeah,
Divine
it's just-
intervention.
exactly.
Distracted them with nuts.
Mom came
Look
down.
over here.
It was
Chicken.
just, if you want to know,
Mom came down. Yeah.
Look, if you want to see what happened, there's this movie you can go watch called Home Alone. It was exactly like that.
That was it. That was it. Okay. All right, they got it. We're
Yeah.
probably not gonna be able to just go in there and take it from them.
I'm really good at stealing things.
I mean, I'm
Like,
really good at opening locked doors, so
Oh yeah, both of us. We can just open.
I'll
every
open the
door.
doors and then sneak through.
I
So
can
Draw
try
It
Draw
sounds like
no
your
attention.
it sounds like your plan here is to trespass unseen.
Mm.
What is
Yeah.
your point of infiltration? This does not have to be a piece of information I've already given you. This is in your hands. Where is your infiltration point to get into there?
The sewer.
The sewer?
Oh,
All right.
sewer.
There's a grate leading from the sewer into their secret underground lair. Perfect. 100%. So, we cut immediately. Thank God I love this game. We cut immediately to you are in the sewer outside of this grate. How are you getting through the grate? Are you cutting it? Are you is there like a latch or a lock or something?
I would assume that it's like a service grate, so like
Probably
there's a way to open it.
just
and
slot.
I have, if it has a lock, I have lock picks, and I'm more than happy to just crack that on open. You know,
Okay.
my best friend is actually a locksmith, so just saying.
So, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna have an engagement roll, just how you start
Okay.
every job, basically every score, and that decides how well things are going as we cut in. It sets our tone for the score. So,
Okay.
someone is going to have to roll the engagement roll. Typically, this is like the person who's in charge of the Thieves Guild or whatever. And the engagement roll is a fortune roll, starting with 1d for sheer luck, and then the GM modifies the dice pool for any major advantages or disadvantages that apply. So, does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? Or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? The sewers, I feel like they're prepared for this kind of a thing because they're an Assassin's Guild, right? They're not just some schmuck. The sewers are probably the first thing that they think of. It might even be one of their main entrances in and out. So I'm gonna say a minus 1d for that. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? Take plus
Yes.
1d. Yes, absolutely. That has already been.
Frank,
That has been.
my best friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The locksmith. Who fucking made every
Oh.
single lock in this entire city.
Nice.
The locksmith.
100%. Yes, for sure. Frake, you went and talked to Frake beforehand and got the lowdown on the locks. I think we could also say that since you have a +1 with the the city government. Getting into the sewers and through them undisturbed is pretty easy for you. So we'll take a plus 2d for that. You also get a 1d for your conversation with Celia. So that's a total of 2 dice right now, I think. No,
3.
3.
because you were at 0 from the -1. Are any enemies or rivals interfering in this operation? Abso-fucking-lutely, because you're targeting your enemies. So that's a -1d right there. And are there any other elements that you want to consider? Yes, specifically that they know you're coming, or suspect that you're coming because they spotted Widow. So they're on heightened alert. So that means you are at 1d, I
1.
believe.
Does my lockpicks do anything? My item?
Your lock.
I don't think for the engagement roll.
Not for
I
the
think that
engagement
that's a
roll,
different-
no.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll the engagement roll, and then we're gonna go to our break. So who would like to make engagement roll?
I can.
I feel like Ring was doing it.
All right. So if you go to the crew sheet, there's a big
Okay.
old roll engagement button that you can press.
Where? Oh, I see it. And I get a +1, right? I get 1.
You get 1d.
Hey,
So we
Hell
see
yeah.
I got
see
the
you.
magic fingers.
We see you come up to this grate, and like your lockpicks are just in your hands immediately, and we hear a click from the lock, and the lock falls off. Immediately, we see Jack grab the lock before it hits the ground and makes any noise. You just rotate the grate, pull it off, set it to the side, and we see you sneaking deftly through into this this underground compound, and that's where we are going to take our second break.
Yeah.
I can count
Yeah.
hours. So we're gonna take a break, step away for a
Yay.
couple minutes, and when we come back, we will see how this score goes. See you in a little bit.
yeah.
Hello and welcome back to properly unmuting everything when I was supposed to. Hello and welcome back to Fun Shots Desert Shadow. This is our third hour as our protagonists skulk their way into the lair of their rivals, the Dread Oasis. I've gone ahead and added a clock here, which you can see, called Alert. Which will fill up as time goes on. Yeah, just antagonists. This will fill up as bad stuff happens. But for now, you have found your way into probably like a God. What would the sewers open onto? I think like a supply room of some kind. Like there are just some crates and sacks strewn throughout the room. What would you like to do?
All right, everybody. Well, I've done about all I can do.
Well, we're in. We know what we're looking for, and we're in a supply room. I mean, may as well start cracking some things open.
I
Yeah.
doubt that they'd leave a super valuable dagger just in their sewer room.
It's not their sewer room; it's their
I
storeroom.
mean, we
Everyone's
just
got a
crawled
sewer
out of
room.
the sewer. I feel like this is where they keep all the junk they don't really care about.
Emmy is going. Is there like an entrance out of here?
Yeah, there's a door.
Like a door.
Emmy is going to go, and like lean up against it, and listen to see if she can hear any talking or anything elsewhere.
Okay.
Any noise?
That sounds to me like a survey, but what action would you like to use here?
Um,
I'm just looking at the fact that I have nothing in survey, so that's great.
I think like if Ring saw Emmy like leaning up against the door, that they would know that she wasn't that good at doing that, and would just kind of like roll their eyes and walk over, be like, "Move," and like I would like to sneak prowl the heck out of here and sneak around.
Okay.
I'm so glad that you have prowl. I'm just good at breaking locks. And
I'm
things. I'm actually not
good at
sneaking
prowl. That's
around.
my fucking shit.
I was just trying to listen, but all right, go ahead.
Okay, so here's the dealio. Everybody's had that moment in Dungeons and Dragons where you're all sneaking through a dungeon at the same time, and the GM says one of two things: either let's do a group roll because I actually read the PHB and I know that it's a thing, or let's roll individually and then one person fails and it sucks. This game doesn't work that way. Group actions are how we handle everybody stealthing. But you can also just send Ring out and leave everybody in the room. Which
There's
would you
just the
think?
one exit.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll come right back.
Okay. I'm gonna probably start looking through barrels and shit for kind of maybe like wires and shit, and try and start rigging like an alarm, like a bell that I could rig to doors.
Okay.
So we know if somebody's coming behind us.
Emmy looks over, watches Ring and looks over at Clave and is like, "Please listen out. You're good at that."
All right.
I'm only
And I'm gonna
a
go
little
up,
bit drunk.
and I'm gonna go up to the wall, like Emmy was doing earlier, and see if I can hear anything with my
Just, like,
special ears.
Lean your head up
Those
against
sweet
the door and
ears.
close your eyes.
It just
Je-
takes a little
Is Jesse
nap.
with us? Is Jesse?
Jesse
with us?
is most definitely
Absolutely.
with us.
Yes.
That sweet pupper could hear anything coming.
Yeah, Sweet Pupper is sitting right next to Junker, like super happy, having a great time. This is tons of fun.
Rolling in the sewage.
Yeah.
Loved it. Loved
Um,
being in the mud.
So, I'm gonna do this in the
Mhm.
order that they came up. Ring.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like you would like to roll prowl.
Yeah.
So your position here is controlled because you got a 6 on the engagement roll.
Mhm.
Your effect. Oof. What is your effect? I think standard is where we're at.
Okay.
There isn't like a heightened level of alert yet, so it's reasonable that you can get some decent stealthing in here, and it's underground and dark, and you're used to that kind of stuff. So I'll say controlled standard is your starting position and effect.
Okay.
Again, you can sacrifice position for more effect. You can also push yourself or accept a devil's bargain if anyone has one.
Nah, and no, I'm fine. Okay. Here we go.
A 5. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're sneaking down the hallway, and you reach sort of like a T intersection, and step out into it briefly before you see someone with a lantern come around a corner, and then you step back into the hallway you came from. With controlled effect, the bad stuff isn't so bad, so I'm only going to fill the alert clock by 1, as they just they get the vague sense that they saw something, but they don't really think much of it. They're like, oh, it's probably a rat from the sewer again or something like that.
True.
And
It is
Fact.
actually.
it is, and
100%.
they walk past you. What would you like to do as they're coming by your hiding place?
Okay, so something else that Prowl says it can do is that I can backstab or throat cutting ambush with
Sneak
close
attacks.
violence.
Absolutely. You do not have to fight people with wreck or skirmish. You can fight people with all kinds of skills if you can explain to me how you do so. So yes, you can
Yeah.
absolutely from your hidden position you can try and take this person out.
Yeah, that's my goal. Is as soon as he gets by, but is still within close range, just go ahead and take him out. So like quietly, that's the goal, so that it raises no alarms.
I'm going to say risky standard for this.
Okay,
Because if shit goes wrong, it's gonna be bad.
it's gonna break bad. Yeah, no, I understand.
But yeah, you could push it to desperate and great if you want. You can also spend stress and push yourself.
Nah, let's just see what happens. Risky standard.
Oh, actually, oh well, you got a 6. But I was gonna say
There you go.
because it's a one shot, I don't think it's important. But if I remember correctly, you get XP for pushing yourself, don't you?
You get XP for succeeding in a desperate roll.
In a desperate roll, that's what it is. That's what. Yeah. So I watched Roleplay Blades a long time ago, which was actually GM'd by John Harper, which was really interesting. But
That's
one
cool.
of the players pretty much refused to make a roll that wasn't desperate, and always was like, "How do I get myself into a situation where I can make a desperate roll?" Because it's a great way to make XP. But you got a 6.
Yeah.
Which is full success. Nothing bad happens here. You come up on this person, and what are you using to take them out? Because right now you don't have any weapons in your loadout.
Just those nugget
So
loving.
actually,
bad
we
boys.
should
My
probably
greasy
say
boys.
we should say what load has everybody picked?
I'm probably going in heavy.
I picked normal.
I picked light.
I imagine that Emmy actually changed her clothes, got out of, took that moment to like change into some trousers and a hat to hide her hair. So yeah, she changed. So normal.
Yeah, Ethan's got a really good point. I do have all of my bones from my chickens
You do not
in my pockets.
In fact,
Oh.
Damn it. Stick it on a stick. In
No,
the
I'm
neck.
using my hands.
Junker, what about
Choke them
you?
out.
What do you have?
Normal.
Normal load. Okay, so you're just like going in and choking them out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
breaking
so
the neck.
we see you like come up behind them, and in a flash you've got your arms around their neck, and they drop their lantern, and it's got like a looped handle, and you catch it with one of your feet so it doesn't smash to the ground, and we see them struggling and pulling at your arm, and then they go limp. What do you do?
I'm taking them back with me, back to the room.
Okay, so we see
my
you
friends
kick the
and the
lantern up into
lantern.
your hand, and then drag this body back to the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So while
And he
that's
just
happening,
like opens doors, like I got one.
while that's happening, Jack, I think you have Tinker, right? That's a thing that you can do because you are a
You're muted.
Sorry about that. I do. I have
Okay.
2 Tinker.
So when you were talking about going through these boxes and finding bits and bobs to try and like make sort of an alarm, is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I'm just trying like tripwire stuff, like things that I could basically rig behind us to help keep so that we don't have to keep looking up behind us.
Okay. So what action would you like to use for that?
I mean, I would like to use survey, but I don't know. Survey.
How
a
would you
location or
use
situation.
How would you be using survey for this?
So, well, I'm trying to find something that seems like it would fit better. But I mean, I'm literally probably just ridding through
You could
boxes
also
and barrels.
you could use survey as a setup action for Tinker.
Okay.
So
Okay.
does that sound about right for you? Because
Sure.
you'd be using survey to find stuff to make your Tinker better.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So let me just real quick look up setup action, setup maneuver. There we go, 131. Having an actual physical book instead of a PDF is kind of real nice.
Yeah.
So set up. It's actually 135. I
Set up
think.
maneuver. Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. When you perform a setup action, you have an indirect effect on an obstacle. If your action has its intended result, any member of the team who follows through on your maneuver gets +1 effect level or improved position for their roll. So, I think this is a controlled standard. Because standard, because it's pretty likely that they have stuff that would be useful to you in here because they're assassins.
Right.
But controlled because you're back away in this storeroom. Not a whole lot bad can happen. Some bad can, but not a lot. So that's where I'm gonna start you is controlled
So
and
controlled
standard.
standard.
Yeah.
Cool. Boop. That's
Boom with a 6. Hot.
We're
Damn.
here for it.
All right.
yeah.
So yeah, you find you actually just find a trapper's kit basically.
Oh hell yeah.
Hidden away at the bottom of one of these crates, and you're like, is this what I think? Oh yeah, it's just like somebody had left their tools in here basically instead of keeping it in their quarters, and yeah, you have
Rad.
everything that you need to set up some traps.
Cool. Well, I'm just gonna stuff those in my bag, I guess, for now. I mean, that's because there's only the one exit right now, and we're still in that room, right?
Yep.
Cool.
And then Junker, you were listening out.
Mm-hmm.
So what action would you like to use for that?
I would like to use either survey or hunt. Probably survey.
I think survey makes the most sense. You could also use a tune if you wanted.
Ooh,
Doesn't that
that's
sound
gonna
fun?
be some spoopy shit. No, I think I'm gonna do survey.
Okay. So, I think this is controlled and limited here, because you're not gonna be able to hear a whole lot other than Ring choking someone out from back here, and again, not a whole lot of
Can-
consequences.
Can Jesse also listen?
I think so. Yeah. So, let me look up how does that work if you have your cohort.
So I can just roll my hunting pet.
Okay.
But
And I think
I
we
think
can
it's
we can
just-
treat that as like a setup action.
Okay. No bonus to that. So, but my
Holy!
pupper is best pupper.
The best pupper.
Okay, yeah. So take a bonus die. Hot damn.
He is a good boy.
Good boy, Jesse.
And that's the setup for my own role. How does
Yeah.
that work?
For your survey.
Okay, but it's still risky.
No, it's
and limited.
controlled
Control
limited.
limited.
Yeah. You can push yourself. Jesus.
Uh,
You can push
uh-uh.
yourself for increased effect.
No, I can't.
Just knock yourself the fuck out.
He gets so tired, y'all. He needs to nap so bad.
But okay, so that's the setup. That doesn't change my role at all, does it?
It gives you +1 die.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I got a 5.
A 5 is pretty good. So you do hear, you hear,
You
and
get a
then
ring.
like, as boots are being dragged across the floor.
Wait, what the fuck?
And obscenities about how heavy this mofo is.
And I think as that happens, you faintly hear a huh in the distance. Ring did not catch that because Ring is preoccupied with dragging a corpse. But you hear somebody like, wait, what? Somewhere down the hallway.
Oh, fuck.
And then Ring like comes through the door with this person and a lantern.
Look what I found.
I don't think we said to take souvenirs, just the dagger.
Well,
I think that you did good.
thanks, Jack. I
Ring,
just kind of
are they
like.
dead?
Yeah, I killed them.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Let me look
Extra
something
good.
up.
They're extra
'Cause
dead.
Some stuff happens when people die, and I need to look up how quickly it happens after they die.
Oh.
Oh.
I want to just keep that ghost in there.
Oh, shit.
Hand over the mouth.
I forgot. Just how do I
There
just
goes.
squash that in there? Don't I have like some kind of little vial I can trap it in? I feel like I should.
Okay.
Those charms.
Okay.
I don't know how the
noted.
silence potion I have works, but I'll silence that ghost should the time come. I also have Spirit Bane charm. I don't know what that is either.
So
It
if,
sounds like
if
something I could use to entrap a spirit.
the
It's flavor.
description is super vague, but it just says that it's a thing that spirits prefer to avoid.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it's
And
it's
we
like
all have one.
it's like
I
vampire
don't.
garlic.
Oh, you don't have one?
Nope. It's not on my list.
Well, I've got one, and I'm gonna use it to keep that spirit. I'm just gonna be
Sorry,
hugging this
Jack.
corpse consistently, so it has to stay inside.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
no. It takes a bit. It takes a bit. The ghost isn't popping out immediately to go
I
hop on you.
I
but-
would like to just take a moment to see if I sense any spooky shit, because that's my thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe because I know like this dagger is spooky. If I
Yeah.
could maybe.
I thought I could just put on their outfit.
Yeah. I mean,
This doesn't
are
do what
you
you'd
all
like.
roughly the same size?
Do what you'd like, Ring.
I mean, I think it could work. I'm a little bit taller than they are, but I could make it happen.
It sounds to me.
I mostly
Emmy,
just
like-
wanted their belt. Super cool.
Yeah.
This isn't a shopping trip. You realize that, right?
We're coming with nothing and we're leaving with a dagger, so sounds like shopping to me.
What's the score if it's not a little fun?
Emmy, it
isn't
sounds
about
like you're
fun.
It sounds like you're attuning.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Casually undressing them,
He's
So
ignoring it
taking
so hard.
taking their things, putting them
effect
on
and position.
over my clothes.
I think.
What now? What now?
Risky. I think we're risky standard on this.
Oh, risky. Okay.
And you can do all the things. You can push. Ooh, actually, I have a devil's bargain for you.
Oh, tell me.
Ooh,
I'll give you a bonus die, but the whisper that's here is gonna feel someone poking around.
Do it.
I feel like if you give Katie a devil's bargain,
I'm gonna
she's gonna
take it.
Uh
I'm a wild card.
huh.
Careful, this is how you eat people.
Oh, that's true. Oh, that is how that
It's
happens.
fine.
isn't
It's
it?
fine, Katie. Don't worry about it. We're not there yet.
That's at the end of the game. Cannibalism's at the end, guys. So, how does the whole loads work? So, can these things help us in these roles?
So you're
Say in my
load-
load, I wanted to say I had arcane implements to help me with
Yeah.
this stuff.
Yes,
Does
you
that
could
work?
absolutely say that you have your arcane implements with you, and that you would just check the box and it would count towards your total.
Mhm.
Let me just double check. It says in the book under your character what the specific
Oh,
items.
so actually, these little triangles, little arrows that are on the character
Yeah, it says
sheet,
what they are.
unfold them out, they give the descriptions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, okay. So yeah, you wanna use your arcane implements to give yourself some help?
Yeah, could that give me an extra dice?
Yeah, I would absolutely give you an extra die for that.
Okay,
Or
awesome.
I would actually let you choose between an extra die and increased effect.
Do increased effect.
Okay, so you're at risky great. All right,
Okay.
with
Oh,
plus one
one
die from the
die.
Devil's Bargain.
A 6.
All right, so here's the deal. Devil's Bargain.
Hell yeah.
The Devil's Bargain
I'm
tech like agreement happens regardless. So the Whisper feels someone poking around, but
Yeah.
you have avoided the major consequences, which attuning to the ghost field is not safe for people. There's some spooky shit in there.
Super sketchy.
And it's not good for you. But you have managed to you've kept control of yourself and the flow of energy here as you sort of sink into this second world. I think we get a bit of an out of body experience for you, where you can see the room that you're in sort of through a haze almost. And as you look out through the walls, you can see these pulsing like teal green forms throughout and up above you, and they're people. You can see the ghosts inside of people as they're walking around. So you get a sense. You can see clearly that somebody is turning the corner onto the hallway that leads to this room. But you can also see a couple other people on sort of the level that you're at, a significant number of people above you, and one or two people below you a little bit. And where those two people are, there's a spot where there's just like nothing. The ghost field just stops existing in that location. It's a small spot. From this distance, it's just like a little dot, but.
As she comes back, like to herself, takes a breath, she just looks at the rest of you. There's someone coming momentarily, right now.
Cool.
I've just finished putting on their clothes.
I have my blowgun and syringes.
Okay.
So I realized that does not mean I have anything in them, but I'm gonna check a thing for one of my bandoliers of alchemicals,
Okay.
for like a sort of tranquilizer type thing, and I'm gonna just kind of see if I can't like wait for an opportune moment to.
I've got guns, but they make noise.
Yeah, that doesn't sound excellent right now.
I have knives.
I've got these. It's worked once.
You do have them. Actually, you might, depending on how much of a jump we can get on them. They're like approaching the store right now?
Yeah, they've turned the corner,
they're
right?
just
And they're
coming onto
down.
the hallway. Yeah.
But it's dark, isn't it? Do I think it's dark enough that I could sneak out and like get out of view enough to sneak up on them again from like in the hall?
You are in their clothes.
That's true.
So you could like take
So
advantage of the
maybe I
darkness
could-
to, like, kind of,
I
like,
could
them.
take the lantern and like maybe if I stay faced away from them, they would like not suspect me for something.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got, I think it's like a hooded lantern. It's a directional lantern. So if
Mhm.
between the darkness and then shining that sort of toward them, you
Yeah.
have a pretty decent chance of at least getting close enough before they notice that you're not who they think you are.
Let's do that. All right, everybody. Okay, I've got their clothes on. I've got the lantern.
What
Y'all
could
just
possibly
walk
go wrong?
behind me. If you walk behind me, we should be able to get close enough if we stay single file.
Right.
I'll go
Alright.
first.
The dog isn't going to throw us off.
The
or
dog can
anything.
get in line.
Yes,
Just
you.
So down the hall,
stuff
you
the
hear,
dog in your shirt.
Fetz, are you there?
Here
Hello?
you go. I'm going out into the hall with my light, pointed at them wearing their clothes.
Okay. What action would you like to make here?
Oh no.
Um, 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 um. Sway? Because I'm using a deception and a disguise.
I can see that. Yeah.
Okay.
So is this like
Um,
is what's your goal here? Is your goal just to walk past them unnoticed, or is your goal to get close enough to take them out?
Yeah, second one. Get close
So-
enough to take them out.
So my impression here is that sway would be like a setup action,
Uh-huh.
because you're not gonna take them out by deceiving them. But you are
Okay,
gonna...
so I've got this special ability, the Devil's Footsteps, where when I
Mhm.
push myself, I can maneuver enough that they get confused and they mistakenly attack each other. So I'm wondering if I could get close enough to do this,
there's
and
Th-
that be
there-
the main action.
there's only one enemy.
Oh, I thought there was. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's just
That's fine.
it's just
Yeah.
the one dude.
Okay, so then do I think that I could sway and then use prowl again for my ambush with close violence?
I think so.
Oh, okay. That's it then.
All right. So does
Um,
somebody want to help with any of
Help
this?
me sway.
Does anybody want to spend a stress to help?
I feel like if any of us said anything, it would be less convincing.
But you can
What?
help me.
I'll
Molly.
help because I'm dressed up in masculine clothing and I feel like a worker or something. So yeah, I'll spend the stress and help.
Okay.
Like we're just the rank checking.
Okay, so that gives me +1.
I
Yeah.
have stress to throw away. I'm like, someone.
Okay.
You're feeling
what's
super
my-
relaxed.
What's my
Relax.
position and everything for
Your
the setup role?
for the setup, I think your position is. Oh jeez.
Controlled.
I think your effect is standard.
Okay.
Your position, because like if you fuck this up, you're like not going to be in a position to like
To attack them sneakily.
They're going to notice you, right? They're
Yeah.
going to notice that you aren't
Yeah.
Fitz.
So
I
risky.
think your position is actually desperate here, because this is a make or break, right?
Yeah.
If you
yeah.
fuck this
Yeah.
up, it's about to get real loud in here.
Yeah, okay. Desperate, and then you said standard?
Standard, yeah.
And one dice to help you.
Mm-hmm.
Roll a 1.
All right, here we
Hello.
go for the setup. That's not good. That's not
You should have
good.
pushed yourself.
Fitz, and
No.
like holds up his hand to cover where the light from the lantern is, so his eyes can adjust. Oh fuck!
Hi.
And he
Hey
stumbles-
Dylan, can I stab him?
Oof. Maybe. I think he's
Hey,
like,
pal.
he's partway down the hall still.
Okay,
Wait, so real quick,
I have
what's
my
gonna
blowgun.
happen is he's gonna draw his pistol off his belt and start pointing it down the hall, at Ring. So you can try and get in the way and fuck him up, but
I
you're
would
putting
just
yourself
like
in danger.
I would just like to throw one of my throwing knives at him.
Fantastic. That
Thanks,
would make sense.
Blades in the dark. Thanks, John Harper.
Thanks for giving me throwing knives.
I would also like to take out one of my guns.
It's fine. I'm yelling at him.
And
I
I'm
don't
just
want to
gonna
hurt you.
Step beside Ring
Oh,
and just.
this is going real bad.
Yeah,
found these
already,
clothes
Jack.
on
You just
the
need to turn around
floor.
and run.
All right. So, oh god, what action are you using, Emmy?
So it'd
Yeah.
probably be
I think
Would it be skirmish or finesse?
I think it's skirmish because he's in a position
So-
to respond.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're doing throwing knife, a lot of the ranged attacks are hunt,
Okay.
I believe.
Right. That's true.
Oh, that
Precision
says
shooting.
from like shooting from a distance. That might
Yeah.
be less of like.
I think right now it's
So maybe finesse.
skirmish because both of you have ranged weapons in sort of
Okay.
close quarters.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And Jesus Christ. Okay. So I think I just looked at the weapon that Junker checked, and that's gonna be fun. I think your position is desperate because that's a lot of harm that you're facing
Yeah.
right now.
No,
Getting
yeah,
shot is
100%. Yeah.
real bad.
Yeah,
Especially at this
100%.
close range. I think you're looking at if he hits you, you're looking at 4 harm. I think your position, because he's kind of surprised, is standard.
Okay.
What kind of pistol does that guy have? It's a 4-horn pistol.
It's a big ass pistol.
It's because you're real close to each other. Like anything, any shot on you is gonna fuck some stuff up.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
And you're not dealing with like a small time assassins guild. The
Yeah,
Dread
yeah.
Oasis is
Oh, that's
it makes
also
sense.
fair.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Tier
I'm not
factors in
arguing.
here.
You're like, damn.
I did forget that they were assassins.
I'm gonna push myself and take a bonus die. I'm getting a little
Okay.
stressed out, guys.
Ethan, turns out bullets kill people.
Oh
That's real
no.
Okay.
You
So
think? You think? Dylan, you think that's real bad?
Oh my god.
so
that's
you
not
you
good.
get this knife off of your belt and throw it, but it's as he's like turning to the side to fire at Ring, and you just get in the way a little bit, and 2 things are gonna happen. One, this gun is gonna go off, and your knife's gonna clatter down the hallway, and between the 2 of them, that's a shitload of noise. And 2, you're gonna take 4 harm. You can.
So how does armor help that, Dylan?
Okay, so armor reduces harm by 1, but takes a lot of load.
I mean, I
Heavy
know.
armor reduces it
I'll
by
take
2.
2 in my load, and I'll still be good. But
Yeah, so that would-
it
that
still
would-
puts you at 3 harm,
Re-
which is substantial.
yeah, oh yeah, hardcore.
Yeah, that puts you at
Mhm.
3 harm, which would be quite serious. You can also resist, which means you're not going to take the harm, but you have the potential of taking a shitload of stress.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the harm.
Damn,
Oh.
really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess with
hell?
3 harm, it would probably just
I- no,
downgrade
I-
it.
Yeah.
So it's a 4 harm wound, right?
It's a
I'm gonna
4
take
harm
armor, so it'll-
that your
it'll
armor
go
goes down
down
to
to
3.
3.
If you resist, you could take it down to 2, but if you're not resisting, it's staying at 3.
Oh, I didn't know I could. Oh, how much stress am I gonna take?
So you
Well,
take
you
6.
roll or resist.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I
roll
rolled
and then you
resist-
take
yeah.
6 minus your result. And this is a prowess resistance.
I have
Or not-
nothing to prowess.
Wait, not prowess. Yes, prowess. Prowess is correct.
Nothing in
Uh-oh.
prowess.
Because resolve is
So,
the,
I mean,
resolve is the will. Okay.
It might be just safer to go ahead and take the harm, right?
Yeah, rather than
Get out of
reduce the
the
harm
scene.
and
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
either
like a
either
bazillion
you take
stress.
2 harm and a potential bucket of stress, or you
I
take 3
only have
harm.
four stress left.
Ugh.
It creeps up on you.
It does.
It really does.
I feel great.
I'll take the harm. It's fine. I'll take the harm.
Okay, so there's a
Don't
flash.
die, baby.
There's a flash and a bang, and all of your ears are ringing as the sound echoes off these stone walls. I'm going to move the alert clock forward. I'm
I don't know
going
how
to move it
mark
forward
my harm.
3.
Bork?
No thanks.
because of the desperate position. And yeah, so you take the shot, and we see Emmy, you like lurch back into Ring and like roll off of him and onto the floor. And there's like a
I can't even catch her.
sure, yeah, you can catch her before she falls.
Okay, I don't want her to fall.
So you like fall back into Ring's arms, and Ring keeps you from sliding to the floor. And we get like a close-up shot, and there's like a metal plate under your doublet, but there's still like there's blood trickling out of it. And I'm going to give you level 3 harm, which where do we track harm on your sheet? Where is the, on the in the left here.
Right below stress.
Yeah.
So
and
your
you
level.
just type the type of injury into the field.
Okay.
I need to double check if the effect on the right happens when all of the spaces are filled.
I just
Or-
wrote Dylan shot me, sad face.
Well, it's I think it's when it's filled. So if you take level 3, you're gonna be incapacitated basically.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to push yourself every time you want to take an action, or have somebody help you. So yeah, and what I'm gonna say is punctured lung is your harm here. Yeah, you can like there's a raspiness to Emmy's breathing that should not be there.
I got the death rattle.
That's really not good. Oh.
And
Well, how
yeah,
do I help?
he's stumbling backwards and like reaching for I forget if guns in this game are like flintlock or if they're revolvers.
I am dropping to my knee and taking out that weapon that.
Okay, so we see as he's like struggling with his weapons, trying to get ready to fire again. Junker, you go down on one knee and like lean out past the file of your friends. And what are you holding?
I am holding a fine long rifle.
Nice.
Yeah, so we just see
I
this
don't know
like,
what it does.
this like matte black rifle comes off of your back and into your hands, and it's like, I don't know, probably 3 feet long, and I think this is a hunt roll here.
It is definitely a hunt. Yeah. Is this desperate still?
Oh gosh, is it? I think so. Yeah, I think this is desperate, and the consequences I'm going to offer you here are, I think if you get anything other than a 6, we're finishing the alert clock, right? Because like guns are loud.
That's fair. That's
Guns are
completely
loud.
fair.
pressure.
but
Yeah,
You get-
I get it, and it makes sense, but I don't have
we
to like
deserve
it or
this.
agree
We
with
fucked
it.
up, but also
But also, how dare?
But see,
Yeah,
if I
you get-
don't, we die.
If you get anything other than a 6,
Yeah.
the alert clock is filled. But the
Okay.
consequences if things go like bad, will be a weapon jam.
Can my pupper set me up?
Yes.
How
we're gonna run and like
I'm the GM
Rat-
now.
bite
Yes, they
his
can.
leg.
So
Because
can
they
Jesse
fucking see the dog, and they're like, "Oh, they
So-
brought a dog with them."
can Jesse go up and like bite his arm, drag it down, and essentially like have him out on the floor where I have a better
open them
shot?
up? Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. So go ahead and roll for your cohort.
What a good
As-
attack dog. Good job, Jesse.
And what do you
He
what do you
is
say?
loyal but savage.
What do you say to
Do I-
God? What do you say to Jesse to get him to go take this guy out?
Jesse.
I know what you're gonna say. I'm already angry.
Please help.
It's high noon.
No.
Roll your
Get him out of this game.
You earned that.
Yep,
I
you
did.
did. You
I
heard
really
it.
did.
Yep.
Roll your
you
Because you
goddamn
cursed
dice.
it with your words.
I did.
Your words.
Oh god,
That's
a
Jeff
one.
Kaplan coming from the heavens of Blizzard headquarters.
No dice.
Wow.
Cursing
I
you.
No dice.
feel really weird about what's happening.
So what happens is Jesse, like, you say, it's high noon, and Jesse, like, leaps past you onto this assassin, and, like, takes him to the ground, but there's now a dog in your firing line, so not really helping a whole lot.
God damn it, Jesse.
Sweet pup, just doing their job. Their one job.
Do I get the bonus die
You do not
with
get the
this
bonus
or
die.
not?
No.
Fuck. That's a negative.
Go for it. Do it.
By the way, for what it's worth, I don't know if it matters, but anybody who's been rolling desperate actions for this entire like clusterfuck,
Mm-hmm.
you get experience for each one you roll.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Where's experience marked?
It's
bottom.
all the different little tabs at the top of the
Mhm.
player advancement. Yeah.
I thought you,
So would you say the effect of this was extreme?
I thought you put that on the stat that it goes to, that you rolled the skill under?
You can put it under playbook advancement or under the stat.
Gotcha.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you can pick. So right, if you roll hunt at desperate, then you could put it on insight or on the playbook advance. And then when you fill insight, you get to take one of those skills and increase them by one. Or one of those actions
Yep.
and increase them by one. Yeah.
And when you fill playbook advancement, you get a new special ability.
Yes. Those are your choices. I don't think this is extreme effect. I think this is I think we could say great effect because it's a fine weapon. Well, they
Okay.
are. Hold on. They're a higher tier than you, so it would normally be limited. I think this is normal. Or standard rather.
Standard. Okay.
Yeah. Because
What
they're of a higher tier. You're using a fine weapon, so it puts you basically on the same tier as them. So it's standard.
All right. And because I already said that this would set up my hunt, I can't not take the shot now.
I mean, you can choose to not take the shot. Because the setup action is separate, right? The setup action happens, and then anyone who follows through on it gets a bonus if it's successful. Because it wasn't successful, yeah, you don't get the bonus die. And I think because you rolled a 1, a bad thing kind of has to happen off of that.
Oh
Um,
no. Okay.
Don't you hurt that doggy.
This is it. This is with the episode that we kill dogs.
oh fuck. Okay, so
And
desperate
I
is
didn't
real
even have to
bad.
do it.
That's real bad. I'm not gonna hurt the dog. But
Just you, Clay.
first, I'm gonna
That is-
try and
I put animal violence in my lines, Dylan.
yeah,
Can't
I
hurt the
know.
dog.
I know. So alert is done because a savage dog jumped on this guy and is barking like a frickin' rabid dog, which it might be.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely.
And so like
I met him outside the city. Definitely.
at this point, between gunshots and barking dog and swearing and yelling, like the compound has heard. So I'm actually gonna make a new clock, which is going to be reinforcements.
Oh, no.
Thanks.
Oh,
Um,
no.
Which is probably gonna take me a million years to actually fill out.
Die.
Yeah, that's
Jesse.
Although,
that's Jesse.
although now that we don't have to be subtle, I get to blow shit up.
That is true.
That is true. And now getting to your hunt roll. You failed a desperate roll, so bad shit's gotta happen. Your weapon jams, for one. And I think it doesn't just jam, it like the firing chamber explodes in your face, and you're gonna take 1 harm.
Oh no!
I am offering you 1 harm damaged eye. You can take it or you can resist it.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I will take it.
Yeah, you've just got like blood running into your face, so you're having a hard time seeing. And yeah, that's that's you. Meanwhile, Jack, everything has gone to shit around you.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah. Well, I don't think that we know where we're supposed to go yet. We didn't get that far. But I'm gonna take one of each bandolier of kind of chemicals has 3 different vials. So I've
Okay.
already established that one of those vials is for, or one of those things is for sleep darts. But I'm gonna say that one of the others is like a smoke sort of thing. And I'm like, if we're stuck in these hallways, at least we need to have literally any cover. So I'm just gonna chuck it down the hallway and give us some amount of cover that we can kind of move through.
Okay. I think that's a setup action that y'all can call on later. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And what action would you like to make for that?
I would guess it would be Tinker, or actually maybe Wreck, because Wreck has create distractions and chaos.
Okay.
So I can go ahead and do that. And what's the position these days?
What's the position these days? I'm like running out of bad things to throw at you guys, honestly. I think
Well, yeah.
How
not
much
a
more
whole
can we
lot.
fuck up?
not a whole lot can go wrong off of
Yeah,
this. Like, I think your position might be controlled.
Okay.
And your effect. Does it even matter with a setup action?
I don't
think it
I
does.
don't actually think so.
Yeah. So I think your position
Okay.
here is
I'll just leave it at standard. Whatever.
yeah.
Uh,
A 5? A 5's pretty good. You get a decent position down the hallway, but I think you maybe don't get as much coverage as you were hoping for.
All right.
But it's enough
Well,
that
we got a
that
motor.
you have the die to come off of. And with that, we hear the sound of boots. We are going to go to our third and final break for the session.
I'm just
So
dying.
with Emmy like laying in Ring's arm, internally bleeding to death, and this man being savaged by a dog, Junker with his face fucked up and like smoke down the hallway, we are going to go to our commercial break. We will be back in just a few minutes. See you soon.
Oh my.
Ooh. As soon as OBS says I'm unmuted. There we go. Hello and welcome back to the final hour of Fun Shots Desert Shadow, in which everything is going exactly according to plan. Sort of. Except in every way.
I'm not dying or anything.
Right. So yeah, there's a man on the ground, and I think he's gonna like wrestle his way out from under Jesse and bring up his gun to fire at Emmy again, because she's
I
there
love it.
in the
I
front.
love it. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So you see, like, this, the first pistol goes clattering across the ground, draws the second one, and, like, hip fires at Emmy. Emmy, you're gonna take a shitload of harm, unless you would like to make an action of some kind.
Well, I was just gonna say, can I rotate Emmy around so that she's behind me? Because
Uh,
she's in my arms, right? So my
yeah.
back would be to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can just like roll over real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to do anything to do that. You can just take consequences for someone. But do you want to like do an action of some kind to retaliate, or are you just gonna take the damage and resist? Or
Emmy,
Mhm.
while this is happening, I'll just say a little prayer. She's praying to her God. 100%.
all right. So Emmy, I'm gonna have you, or I guess you get to decide what action. This is a weird dynamic for me. I'm used to telling people what to roll. What action would you like to roll to call your mom?
Mom!
Mom, I'm stuck in this like sewers complex and I've been shot. I want to go home. Come pick me up.
I want to go home.
Is that mom?
You
I
were
need to
right.
talk to her.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
it's a bit mean.
the kids are being really mean. I feel like this is like probably a tune because
that sounds
channeling that
right to me.
energy, yeah, perceive and communicate with ghosts, and even though that it's not a ghost, it's still sort of the closest thing I've got.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
I think you're. I'm really sorry here, but I think your position is desperate.
I mean,
and
I'm dying.
your
yeah.
effect, calling across the city to a deity. Your effect is
She
limited.
should be everywhere, Dylan.
Should be, but you're a tier 0 cult. Okay, you're just not there yet. And to make things so much worse, you cannot take an action unless, because you've been taken out, right? You cannot complete an action unless you push yourself or you receive assistance from someone else.
I'll help.
You're gonna like roll over and pray with Emmy?
With me.
It's not necessarily like a vocalized prayer. It's more just of a like, you'll be okay, babe.
Okay. Okay. So go ahead and do you get the bonus die if you're incapacitated? I feel like you do. So I'm gonna let you take the bonus die from the help. And do I have a devil's bargain for you?
I have my arcane implement, so like I'm gonna channel my little whatever.
So you can use that for a plus 1d. I have a devil's bargain for you.
Oh God, Dylan, why? I'll take them.
I do. I really do. I'm going to give you a plus 1 die, or an extra die, but Mom's gonna be angry that you called her. like if you succeed, she'll probably help. But it's like when you call your mom and she's in the middle of shit. She's like, I was doing stuff. She's just gonna
New phone. Who's this?
I will start a clock that is the Hollow One's ire.
I'm taking it, duh.
I know you are.
Why would I not take it? So that's 3 bonus die, though.
Yeah.
Okay, what was my position? Desperate.
Desperate.
And standard? No,
Limited.
limited. Yeah.
Spicy
Ooh!
roll. That's spicy roll.
So what does praying to the Hollow One look like for you?
She like in the process of dying, just sort of curls up, and I think that her like implement that she specifically uses is a necklace that her father had given her. That is sort of, it's just a very plain chain with a charm on it, and she sort of grips that and just begins to channel the hollowed one, much like she does when she attunes just to spirits and things. She tries to leave her body and summon the hollowed one there by sort of begging the hollowed one to come, offering herself to it.
So you reach out to it, and your mind is flooded. It feels like you just opened your mind a little bit, and someone just poured a couple buckets of this like black water into it. And
Nice.
looking for the rest of you, looking at Emmy, you see her eyes like fill up black, and you can hear its voice in your mind, Emmy, and the rest of you can hear it coming from Emmy's body and from her mouth as she speaks. It says, I had such high hopes for you, but I
That's on you,
suppose
Mom.
I suppose I'll step in. And at this point, Ring, you're gonna get shot.
Yeah, shoot me up.
Yeah, so shoot. You can't say shoot me up on the
Oh no,
internet.
Twitch!
TOS.
Whoops.
I will casually take fire now. that?
Again, it's for harm. You can take some armor on your loadout. If you've got space. You took a light load, didn't you?
Yeah, I have no armor.
Have you already
Can
taken up
resist it.
too many
I mean,
space?
you don't have a lot of stress though.
Yeah, I'm fine on stress.
Yeah, I mean, so you can
Resist
resist it down to a 3, but that's
Sure.
still gonna. The difference is a 4 kills you, a 3 puts you in the state that Emmy's in.
And me and Ring are just dying. Casually.
I mean, I can't do
So-
anything else.
I feel
You-
like
you can totally take-
this dude just had like perfect aim in the smoke.
He's not in the smoke. Your smoke is at the end of the
Okay.
hallway. He is between
Okay.
you and the smoke. The reinforcements have not gotten here yet. Although
Okay.
I'm gonna tick that clock once. Your load is empty right now. So those italic things that are already checked, those don't count towards your
Oh.
load.
But I don't have anything that can protect me, do I?
Sure,
You
so
can-
the
you can
load
take-
is you just spend load to get items
Yeah,
that you
But
like.
like
you don't
I'm looking
pick
at
it
the
out.
items and none of these look like
There's one called armor.
yeah, you have.
Oh,
there.
There's
In the
stuff
middle?
below the gray box too.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
So you can take armor
So
for
I could
2
technically
load.
take it down to 2.
With if you take so if you use armor, you bring it down to 3, and that costs 2 of your
Well,
load.
and resisting.
Well, we're gonna count that later. I'm trying to do math and steps here.
Okay.
If you take armor, which is 2 load, you reduce it by 1, which would take it down to 3. Or you could, at your option, spend all 3 of your load right now for heavy armor, which reduce it by 2. Then, regardless of which one you pick, you can absolutely resist with prowess.
Yeah, I'm gonna do just the regular armor.
Okay, so you've got like the breastplate that Emmy had.
Yeah.
Okay. So that takes 2 load.
Okay. And then I guess I'll try and resist it.
All right, so you're gonna roll prowess as a resist.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll see how you do. Get that crit. Get the 2 6s. Do it,
Oh.
I believe.
Here we go. Hold on. It like wasn't popping up in the right spot.
Ah.
Okay. What the hell? Okay.
A 5. A 5 is really good. You only take 1 stress.
Okay.
So you reduce it to 2
With a
harm,
cucumber.
which is a significant wound, but not like you're not down, right?
Yeah. Okay.
What is this wound going to be?
It's in my back.
Yeah, I think you've got like a fractured what's that called? Shoulder blade.
Okay.
All right. So, at this point, like the gun goes off and Ring takes the shot, and then we see Emmy stand up, and there's like black smoke pouring out of your mouth as you step toward this figure. You can't see anything. You are in a pool of eternal darkness, and that is all of your existence. But the rest of the crew sees you walk toward this figure and like reach down, and he pulls a knife off of his belt and stabs it into your side like 3 times, but you don't stop. You just lean down and grab him by both sides of his face, and you see like something get drawn out of him as he screams in terror and falls limp to the ground. And you blink, and you're standing over the corpse of this man. You have some blood trickling out of your side, but you're not more wounded than you were before. And then you do recognize that you are still as wounded as you were before, and you just sort of drop to your knees. Real quick, Summer, the harm should be on the 2 row of your harm. You currently put it in the 3. But yeah, so the assassin's dead. What would y'all like to do?
Emmy falls to her knees. She looks at the person. Well, what are we waiting for?
Yeah. What? Just point the way.
We need to go. And
Yep.
she's like
No,
grabbing her side and wheezing.
I can make us a door to wherever we need to go, but I need to know where.
So I didn't feel the knife specifically. I just felt that like dead spot, right?
Yeah, you did when you attuned. There was a spot that like had a nullifying effect on the ghost field.
Yeah, I think I told that to Jack. I explained that the best direction to Jack.
Cool.
You could also we could do a flashback. You could do a flashback to have the plans for this place.
Oh, that is fair.
That's the kind of thing that you could do if you wanted
that
to.
be-
Yeah, because I have the blueprint. I have the ability to have blueprint.
That's
Oh,
true.
hell yeah. That's exactly
Yeah,
what we want then.
We could do
Yeah,
like
I'll
a
add that to my load.
yeah. You can add that, and then we can do like a set of action to see how good they are. Which would be
Right.
a flashback. So let me look up the flashback rules. I believe when you flash back, it costs
Was it
1
9?
stress. Yes, back before you were dead.
Yes, the good old days.
The good old days, just an hour ago.
Flashbacks 128. Nope, that's the engagement roll. 132. Here we go. Flashbacks. The rules don't distinguish between actions performed in the present moment and those performed in the past. That is on purpose. The GM sets a stress cost when you activate a flashback action. 0 stress, 1 stress, or 2 stress. Yeah, I think this is a. How did you get the plans? Is my question.
How far can this flashback go? Because if so, I'd like to say I got them from Celia.
Yeah, that could make sense. Maybe we just get a flashback to you leaving, like that same scene we saw of you leaving her place. Only this time we, instead of looking at the figure disappearing into the alleyway, we zoom in on you slipping these blueprints into your bag.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think I need you to spend stress on that. That seems within your resources. Yeah, so you can just use that as a +1 die, like as a tool basically for finding stuff here, including a good place to blow a hole.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking like, would it be like a survey to like set up for rec? Like trying to find the right spot.
Yeah, you could do that. It would give you better chances of wrecking the right spot.
Okay. And then borrowing my delightful friend's blueprints.
Yes. Would somebody like to help?
Extra.
Assist in some way?
Can I help being injured?
Nope.
I didn't think
No.
so. Never mind.
You
Does
cannot.
helping cost
You can
stress?
like
It
lean
does.
against the wall and wheeze and hold out the
I'm
blueprints, and that's it.
Yeah, here you go.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have
I
two
can just push
ouchies, but I
myself.
still have stress to burn.
I can just push myself and that'll give me 4 dice.
Yeah,
I think that's
I
okay.
think
Well, you
I'm
can
just
do-
like I'm too hurt to help. You're not. I am.
You can do both. You can push yourself and receive assistance.
I don't
Right.
care to help. Fuck me up.
Okay, cool. We'll do it. What's the position?
Your position, I think is. Things are not good right now.
They're not. They're
No!
very
Try-
not.
I'm trying to decide if it's risky or desperate.
This game has a good way of snowballing bad things.
It
like as soon as
does.
you make one desperate roll, then like all of your rolls are less likely to succeed.
Yeah, I fucking love it. I think I'm gonna say risky.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say risky because the riskier is you're wasting time trying to find the right
Right.
spot, and reinforcements are drawing closer.
Right.
Your position, I think, is standard. It would have been limited if you were unfamiliar with the location, but I think the
Okay.
blueprints are bringing you up to standard.
Cool. And I went ahead and I marked for demolition tools. But
Okay.
this is just the survey to set up first.
Yeah. So
Bonus.
you got that with a bonus die from pushing yourself and a bonus die from
Oh.
ring.
Oh, I didn't give myself the pushing myself die on accident.
Okay, go ahead
Can I
and
just roll a d6?
so do you normally have a 2 in survey?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and just roll a d6.
So I should have 4 dice rolled. I just accidentally forgot to add the extra bonus die.
It's a 5. Okay. So you're gonna get some of what you want, or you're gonna get what you want, but also I'm gonna get what I want. The game's gonna get what it wants. And whoops, that's the wrong thing. I just sent that to the GM layer instead of changing the side. You find a pretty good spot, so you're gonna take a +1 die to your demolition check. But
yeah.
as you're doing this, you can hear people, like the rapid sound of footsteps from above have now become slow, measured, cautious footsteps somewhere in the compound around you. You can't see through the smoke.
Right.
You've had to push past into one of the side hallways. But fortunately for you, the reinforcements appear to be coming from the other side of the smoke still.
Okay.
So you've
So I'm
pushed.
getting an extra die from the setup, and then I'm gonna push myself again on this rack roll.
Yeah, has
And then
somebody?
demolition tools or
Yeah, I think you can use demolition tools to help yourself here.
okay.
To either give yourself a bonus die or greater effect. I think.
Yeah.
What is your position? I mean, you're dealing with explosives.
Yeah.
And
I would
there are
feel
people
like-
closing in. I think this one's desperate. I think if this goes bad, it goes real bad. Right? Like you're gonna collapse something
Okay.
you don't mean to collapse, and someone's gonna get hurt,
Okay.
and it's gonna be shit.
What's the effect?
The
base
effect, I
guess?
think, normally would be well, because it's stone, right? Like it's not wood or anything. So I think the effect is limited until you move it around a bit. So like
think-
you
I
could
think
use
explosives
think
are pretty
you can-
solid against
I think
stone.
you can use your tools to bring it up, right? Like you can use your demolition tools
Right.
to take it from limited to standard.
to standard.
And then you
I'm
could
not
push
gonna
yourself.
take a desperate and
or-
limited roll, so I guess I'll just do the standard, and then I'll push myself and take the extra one from the setup.
Okay.
So,
So you're gonna push yourself for 2 stress, and then you get the extra die. Is Ring gonna
Yeah.
help with this too? Can Ring help with this? Can the cat help?
Yeah, I definitely can help with this.
Bo
Sure,
can
why?
definitely help.
Why not?
So
Why
oh
how-
my
not?
gosh.
So
Okay.
how are
help
you?
you.
How are you helping here?
Oh God.
Keep them off of me.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Ring has essentially thrown themselves into a like human shield position.
Okay, so you're
So, like being at least a wall to go through to get to
Okay.
Jack, right?
so maybe you're like at
Right.
the edge of the smoke, trying to like take people
Yeah.
out as they get too close to it.
Yeah, I would say that even I can sneak up on people through the smoke.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I can definitely get the jump on people as they have to come to smoke. So, like, that's kind of what Ring's doing.
100%. Go ahead, and
Yeah.
I think that sounds to me like Prowl. Does that work for you?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So you're gonna
Do you make a separate roll if you're helping somebody though?
yes.
Or is it just add the one die?
It's
This is like an extra setup action then?
Yeah, because assist. Oh, right. That would be a setup action, not an assist. Okay, yeah. You don't need to roll. You just assist.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah. That's
Boop.
great.
Got a 6.
Woo-wee! There is.
I mean,
a
I would hope
big-
so out of 5 dice.
Yeah, there is a big old boom. And
yeah.
I think
Love this part.
Jack, maybe you like head back to that T intersection and you come around the hallway and you
Right.
yell out for Ring to come back, and we see Ring like roll out of the smoke into the hallway, and then there's just this boom, and you can hear bits of stone thrown down the hallway. You hear people shout in pain and surprise as little like bits of masonry hit them. And there's even more of a cloud now because there's like dust and smoke.
Right.
And you have a moment to act. What do you do?
Who has Emmy right now? She's still just casually
In the
dying.
middle of the hallway, just
What are you up
dying.
to, Clay?
I would say that Ring was probably never like that far from Emmy, so
Right.
pretty close. I mean, within like grabbing distance.
Clave is also within grabbing distance.
So is Jesse.
Yes.
save me, Jesse. You're my only hope.
Jesse, drag
Jesse's-
her out of here.
Yeah, Jesse's like an army dog, just grabs you and pulls you. Yeah.
Jesse, you are Lassie right now, and this is the boy in the well. Get them out of here.
He's Bernard.
He can try.
Go.
Okay. I'm gonna just fucking dip in. We need to find that dagger. So I guess in the moment, if there are people that are near Emmy, I'm gonna trust that they're gonna take care of her.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it. I'll hold down the fort.
So you rush down the hallway and down into the hole that you've made, and you drop into this chamber, and there's like you splash into some shallow water, like maybe a couple inches deep, and looking around, there's a faint glow of these sort of ghostly lights in the corners of the room, and there are 2 people laying sprawled on the ground, like covering their faces, trying to get up. On either side of this pedestal, where you can see, well, there's like a shaft of light on it from where you blew the hole open. You can see this sparkling dagger, and there's a
Okay.
stairwell off on one side.
So, with the people that are on the ground, I'm gonna use my remaining 2 load, I think, and pull a large weapon out from my cloak. And I'm thinking
Okay.
just something that is not unlike a baseball bat full of nails,
All right.
Yes.
and just like gotta get him out of here. Can't So that's wreck, I guess.
So you're just gonna wreck someone? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're not necessarily in a position to respond. So
Are they
for sure,
prone?
they are, but this isn't fifth edition, so
Are they
You don't-
dead or they're just knocked down?
Trying
no,
to
they're
get
knocked
a-
down,
Okay.
but they'll get up again.
So position.
You're never
I
gonna keep
get
them
knocked
down.
down. Okay.
Your position, I think, is I think your position is risky because
Okay, fair enough.
your footing is a little unsure, and these are experienced fighters that you're about to
Right.
attack. But I think your position is, or your effect
Or the
is.
result.
Is it standard or is it great? I think it's standard. It would be great if they were the same tier as you.
Okay. And can I? Do I want to
Actually-
push myself?
Actually, I want this one.
Yeah. I'll. No, I won't push myself. I'll just take the 2 dice and hope I don't fuck it up. That's
Don't
a
fuck
5.
it up. That's a 5. All right. So you swing down, and your bat your bat hits something, and you deal, I think, like 2 harm off of that, probably. And then as you swing down, you swing like into their arm that they bring up, and
Right.
you hear a grunt, and then you notice the dark shape that you're swinging into is significantly larger than you. This is a big person, and they just, like, with the nails in their forearm, they grab onto the bat and pull you down to the ground with them.
Uh-oh.
And you're gonna take 1 harm as they punch you in the teeth.
Oh.
All
right.
Emmy is 100% looking at Clave and like, go get the dagger. I'll be fine. Just go get the. That's what we came here for.
All right. So at that prompt, I'm gonna take out a fine pair of pistols and
Hell
duck in
yeah.
the hole.
All right, so we
And-
see like
Yeah.
we see Jack get pulled out of the light and hear the splash and the sound of meat on meat, and then we just see frickin' Junker with his dual pistols and his long coat, whoom, drop into the chamber. Yeah, you can see off to your right, Jackie is struggling with someone, and to the left, somebody is getting up to the pedestal, and looking
That one.
around. Okay,
That one.
so they're gonna see you and reach out with their hand, and they're gonna try and pull your ghost from you. You are going to try and shoot them, right?
Uh-huh.
So we found the whisper.
Did you just say pull his ghost from him?
Yeah, that's the
Technically,
thing.
it's called your soul until it's outside of your body.
Fair.
It's like the lava magma
Or your
debate.
spirit. But yeah. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
The soul
yes.
is just ghost magma.
Yeah, whispers can do that. So they're gonna do that, or at least try, and you're gonna try and shoot them first. So I think this is Hunt.
That's what I would very much like to use.
I think this is Hunt. The consequence here is you're you're fucking gonna get ripped out of your body, dude. You're gonna, yeah, and that's gonna be bad.
As you do.
Your position
Whisper.
is risky because you're on a decent footing for this. You're prepared. You're ready. Like, you're facing pretty big danger, but you're not in the worst position. And your effect is standard because of your fine pistols.
Right, but I have 1 damage, so it has less.
Well, what you take -1d if both of your level 2 consequences are filled, or it's if both of your level 1 are, it's if you have filled up all of the slots for a particular level, you take the thing on the right.
Then okay. What
What is your injury though? Because if you have an injury that applies to a situation, it's your eye.
Damage die.
Yeah. So I need to look up consequences
Would I
or harm,
would,
because if you have a
would I
thing
be
that
able to help in this
applies,
situation?
um,
Like, I'm in the room. I was figuring I could like,
you could like
Try
throw
and
out a leg to try and
throw-
trip them
yeah,
from where you are
Yeah.
on the ground.
Mhm.
I could see that. Uh,
for sure.
yeah. I think you can like try and kick them, and that'll
Yeah.
give a bonus helping die. You're gonna take 1 stress for it.
That's fine.
So let's see. Is it page 30?
It must be nice to be able to help.
I won't be able to for
I
soon.
wouldn't know the feeling.
Yeah, so maybe it's 31. Harm. Yeah, here we go. If you suffer lesser harm, record it in the bottom row. Blah, blah, your character suffers the penalty indicated at the end of the row. If any or all harm recorded in that row applies. There we go. If any or all harm applies to the situation at hand. I think your fucked up eye applies here. So that would be rudest effect. I'm going to take the moment to actually math out the comparison. So you would normally be at standard, except that they are a higher tier. So that would bring it to limited. But you have fine weapons, so that brings it back to standard, but your eye would bring it back down to limited. Okay. You can push yourself if you would like. It will
Okay, how
take
does
you out
I
of the
think
way.
that you just applied the eye twice. I might be mistaken when you were doing that math.
Okay, so
I
normally it would
think
be
you
standard.
started at standard,
We start at
Yeah.
standard. It goes down
Okay.
because of the eye.
right?
It goes up because of the fine pistols. It goes down
Okay.
because of the tier.
Oh, okay, because of the okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, cool. I didn't catch the tier bit. We're good.
Yeah. So if you push yourself, you will finish the action. The action will happen, but you will take a trauma and you'll be taken out. You'll pass out basically. I mean, we're at the end of the session.
Yeah, and I'm about to do some stupid shit, so you might as well. Yeah,
I'm
It's
just
coming.
examining my belt and like, at least I got something out of this shit show.
I'm about to pull some stupid shit, Connor. You might as well do it.
Can I
But-
sick Jesse?
Can you sick? I don't know that you have the time, honestly. Like
Okay.
I think you could. Jesse could assist you, like simultaneously, and provide a bonus die, but I don't think they can. Or actually, your cohort can't take stress, can it? Can it? Can your cohort take stress? Is that a thing?
No.
No.
It can
So yeah,
become
I think
weak, impaired, broken, or armor. Well, I don't think he can become.
Turn your
I don't know. I'm reading
armor.
stuff.
yeah. I
Just
guess
like
you could,
strap it to a shield.
I would let you put Jesse in a situation that would be bad for him, and he will be hurt and become one of those bad things,
No,
but not die,
No.
right? Okay.
I'm rolling.
And you already factored in the help? Yes.
No,
You get 1 helping
Oh,
die from
I-
Jack.
awesome.
And are you
Doing my best.
are you pushing
Hey.
yourself, or are you just going for it?
Please don't, because there's a big boy that's gonna try and murder me in a sec.
I really don't want to.
Okay. Then
I'm
don't
gonna
worry
try to
about it.
survive one.
Okay.
All right,
See if you
RNG
can do
says,
this.
please help me. I got a 4.
You got a 4, so shit's bad, but you still got something out of it. With limited effect, you do shoot the Whisperer. They have a spirit mask that's and it's ceramic, and the bullet like shatters part of the mask, and they flinch away. But they still they reach out and do this grasping motion, and you can feel yourself get sucked out of your body. You're not completely separated from it because you got a 4, but you are you're looking back at your corporeal form that is clearly hollow, and it is disturbing as fuck. So I'm gonna need you to roll.
I like just watching the bottle become progressively empty over the course of this game.
Yeah. So I think this is a traumatic effect. So there's a thing when you see spooky shit. where basically you just lose your action for a bit. You're stunned for a moment. You can resist it if you want, but that's stress, so I assume you don't.
Yeah.
Because then you would go from stunned briefly to out of the conflict entirely. So you are taken aback and horrified by the fact that you can feel yourself separate from the meat case you have known all your life. Ring, what are you doing?
I just hate the words that came out of your mouth.
Okay, I hate most of the ones that have
yeah,
come out of
yeah.
yours, so it's payback.
What are you talking about? I've just been talking about chicken. Which is
Those good
totally
chicken nuggets.
everybody loves chicken. Yeah, I'm okay. Listen, I love it. I love what we're all doing here, but it's time to go. So yeah, I'm trying to get Emmy away from the shit.
So you're bugging out.
Yep. Goodbye.
All right.
Ooh.
I'm helping with that by also leaving.
You can't.
No, I'm not saying I'm like mechanically helping.
Gotcha.
I'm saying I'm not fighting this. She's also running.
So what skill would you like to use for this, Ring? Or what action rather?
Is there a skill for just moving?
For just moving? Yeah.
Just
Can't I
Well,
just
because
move?
the thing is,
I
it's
mean,
you getting out of here before the
Prowl?
reinforcements come around the corner.
Right.
Listen, prowl is prowl about unseen and traverse obstacles. Climb, swim, run, jump, and tumble.
All
Oh,
right.
there you go.
Sounds like Prowl. Yeah.
Any
Get me
bonus dice for it still
All
being
right.
as well?
Here.
I'll give you a bonus die for the smoke bomb.
Okay.
I am going to. I'm gonna offer you a devil's bargain.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you.
Bergen.
I'm gonna give you +1 die if
Okay.
you get Emmy out into the sewer and push her off, but the reinforcements are gonna show up before you can get out.
Yeah, that's fine. What? You want to say something? Your bottle's empty. Okay, what's my position?
You just got
Um,
called
My
out.
position.
Your position here is risky, and your effect
Okay.
is standard. That's just risky standard.
Standard.
That's where we're at.
Then I get a +1 die. Right?
Yeah. A
Got a
5.
five.
Okay, so you get Emmy out, and you're like, go, and you like Emmy. You can start stumbling down the sewer and out of here. But as that happens, you hear some shouting behind you, and the crack of a firearm, and you're going to take no damage, but the hallway behind you is now blocked. It is full of people.
But I'm scared.
Yeah. there are shots ringing after you. People are trying to kill you. Jack,
Okay.
you are on the ground, not feeling good. You're bleeding from your face a little bit. You took level 1 harm, right? Jack?
Sorry, yes.
Did I name that harm for you?
I named it punched in the mouth.
That works just fine. What would you like to do?
I still have one unnamed thing in my bandolier of alchemicals.
Mhm.
And I think that it's going to be now that I can see that there are actually things that I can pick. Have it be Skullfire, which is a poison that causes debilitating migraines. And I'm just gonna
Jesus.
like glass the dude. Just
Smash him right across the face. All right.
yeah.
What would you like to roll for that?
Wreck?
In what way is this wreck and not skirmish?
Like
Like what is how are you using the environment here? I guess would be my question.
I guess it's. I was looking more. So it's. I'm trying to compare them now. Unfortunately, I do think that would be skirmish, unless. Oh god, this is potentially a very bad idea. No, I feel like I'm the only person who's not dying and is still here. Fuck. This is really, really bad.
Yep.
Because I was thinking I could just smash it in between us, and just let myself get caught in it as well. But that doesn't really work if I'm the only one left.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. I guess I could take skirmish and push myself so that I don't have to take the lower of 2. I think that's
All right.
probably the best plan. So
Okie doke. So you swing this vial at the guy's head.
yeah.
Your
I'm gonna assume
position. Your position. Yeah, your position is desperate. Your effect is. I don't know that Tyr has a whole lot to do with dealing with poison here. Honestly, I think this is
Right.
standard.
Think this is standard?
Yeah.
Cool. Then pushing myself for that 1 bonus die. Oh, please.
You got. Oh.
That's a 3. That's not good.
Yeah, you swing with the vial, and he just puts his arm in the way, and you don't make contact, and just slams his fist into your face. And I'm going to, let's see, it'd normally be 1. This is a tier higher than you. I'm going to deal 2 harm to you, unless you resist or use armor or something.
Well, I don't have any slots left for armor, unfortunately.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna take it. It's a 2 harm wound.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this is cracked ribs.
Alrighty.
Junker, you begin to sift back into your form, but you don't get to do anything yet. Emmy, you're running the fuck away, right?
Yeah. In a way, I'm going to call Mom one time.
Yeah. And Ring, what do? You've got probably 4 assassins behind you.
Yeah.
What's your plan?
You know.
Run, baby, run.
Oh God.
Come on, Vominos.
No, I'm gonna
Let's
just
get the
try
fuck
and I'm gonna surrender.
Okay. Yeah, you're just be like, wait, right?
Whoa. I got some chicken in my basket.
It always fucking comes back to chicken.
Don't shoot! I have chicken!
in this trying time.
I'm surrendering. I'm wearing one of their jackets. Maybe they'll be tricked for a
What
second.
action would you like to use here?
I guess sway?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Your
I am toward the chicken.
position is desperate, and your effect is limited. Yeah.
Never
you can push
underestimate the
yourself.
effect of chicken nuggets.
You can
I got
push yourself
one die, baby.
for increased effect.
Yeah, I'll push
or,
myself.
Or an additional die, either one.
Yeah, I'm gonna push it for that additional die. Roll
Okay.
2 die instead of 1. Everyone, cross your fingers for my sweet
Yeah.
child.
So the consequences here, just so you know, are you're
they
going
just
to get
kill me.
you're gonna get fucking shot a lot. You're gonna get seriously shot. You're gonna get shot by 4 people. It's gonna suck. It's gonna hurt. You might die.
You're gonna die.
If
If I win,
if you succeed, if you get a partial success, you're gonna get shot a little. And if you
if I
get
get a total success.
if you get a total success, they're not going to shoot you yet.
Okay.
Oh god.
All
I
right.
got 2 dice, everybody. The chances of me making out with no shots are pretty bad. Here we go.
We cut to down the hole, and we just hear a barrage of fire. Ring, you are taking level 4 harm. You also need to mark 2 trauma for pushing yourself, or not 2 trauma, 2 stress for pushing yourself. So yeah, you're gonna take 4 harm, which is lethal, unless you can bring it down somehow. Would you like to reduce that?
Oh,
Yeah.
I was already at 2 harm.
You can.
Well, they're separate wounds.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So,
So
you,
if you can bring it down to 3 harm, then you still won't die.
I have armor.
you do not. You have used your armor.
Oh yeah. Okay. I mean, I
You
can
can-
contest it.
You can resist. You can resist with prowess, and if you roll a 6, you will take no stress. And if you roll 2 6s, you will actually regain a stress box. But you will go down and you will need help.
Okay,
regardless.
I'll roll it. Sure, I'll roll it.
Let's see how stressed you are. Are you unconscious? You got a 6.
Ooh.
You take no
I got a 6
stress.
and a 4.
You take no stress. You get fucking shot to hell. I think let's just call your level 3 harm shot to hell. Let's do that. So put that in that top box. And Jack, down the hole.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I think. So hang on. So how's Clave looking right now? Kind of hollow.
Clave just sort of stood there like limp for a moment and is now just like eyes are rolling back in his head and he's starting to move a bit. Jesse looks very
Which is-
concerned.
Okay.
Honestly, normal.
Yeah, I'm just gonna assume that he's good.
Back
I'm gonna
behind
fucking
you, the Whisper's like
Yeah.
clutching their face, but they're just starting to recover as well.
right. I am bolting to the dagger and just gonna try and grab it.
Okay. What skill are you using to extricate yourself from the big fella?
None of them are good. It seems like skirmish is probably the most likely one, just for like navigating in close quarters combat.
I think skirmish would only make sense
y-
if you're fighting back.
Right. I
But
mean,
we
they're all
could-
0. Like all of the relevant ones are 0. Finesse,
they?
maybe.
I
All
can see
the
finesse.
ones that I mean, my ones that have dots in them are study, survey, tinker, and rec.
Gotcha.
So all the relevant ones. I see finesse.
You
That's
could
fine.
you could use wreck if you wanted to. If you like grabbed the pedestal and just swung it at him.
Okay, so it's not like It's not like it's light enough to just be swung at somebody.
Yeah, it's like it's a pedestal that you put shit on, right?
Right.
It's not
I
like
was
built into
thinking
the
like a
ground.
stone thing. Right,
It's
okay.
probably pretty fucking heavy, but
Right. For sure.
you got the adrenaline.
Yeah.
going.
Okay, I'd be down for that.
Yeah, you're just
Always
fucking up the
down
environment. The dagger's gonna drop into the water, and then you're gonna hopefully, if you roll well, you're gonna pick up the dagger no problem. Right. If you roll not well,
Alrighty. Here comes another pushing myself.
do you have any
Weird
stress
stuff.
left?
Stressed out.
I do. I had like no stress when I walked into
Jesus.
this room. I now have 8.
We're so
Okay.
stressed out.
All right.
I still have 4 stress left.
Desperate
I'm just
position.
Your position, yeah, desperate effect is limited.
Don't like that.
It's gonna give you enough to pick up the dagger.
6.
Yeah.
Ooh!
So you pick up the dagger. You grab the pedestal and just chuck it at this guy, and you're like, shrugs it off and steps back a bit, and you grab the dagger from the water. You don't have any problem finding it, but you don't have enough time to like bolt out. You're still gonna have to get
Right.
past this guy to get to the way out. Junker, your spirit is back in your body. There is a whisper behind Jack. There is a big dude between you and Jack. What do you do?
I really don't want to be drug out of my body again. So I think I'm going to focus on the whisper.
Okay.
Uh, one more time. Can I sick Jesse?
Yes, you could use a command action. Is how that works. You could use command to command Jesse to attack the whisper.
But I couldn't use it as a setup.
Yeah, it would take some time, right? That's the thing, is you couldn't do it as part of
Okay.
a hunt action right now.
Okay. So can I do that? Take a hunt action, and then, if we're still alive, have that affect something down the line?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you like trying to use your guns to distract the whisper instead of
Yes.
kill them right now? Okay, yeah. And I think
Cool.
the consequences. So position, desperate, effect. At this point, oh god, how did we do the math again? Because you have your injury, right? So your effect is limited.
Right.
You're gonna. I think affect. With limited, I think what's going to happen is if you succeed here, the position's going to improve, rather than getting a bonus die.
All right.
So your effect is limited. Your position is desperate.
And no bonus.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
That's my
so
first critical.
you fire the shot at them again, and you hit them directly in the mask a second time, and the mask just shatters off of her face, and she's like thrown back and like swings. She has a short knife that was going to attack Jack with, and she's swinging that at Jack. So, but Jack, your next action is not going to be made at desperate. It's going to be made at standard, or not standard, risky. So, Ring is incapacitated. Emmy is incapacitated. So, Jack, what do you do?
We're great
Oh
at this.
god!
You have the dagger. You're muted.
I do have the dagger.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess
As you hold
was
it, there's like
was-
a whispering from the dagger that you can hear.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that my goal was the pedestal. Pretty much the only thing in here, other than now rubble and people.
Yeah.
Okay, so there wasn't like other shit in this room.
No, there are a couple inches of water, but that's it.
Right. Okay. I am so at a loss. I guess I have just as good of a chance of just getting the fuck out of there as I do of trying to like stab the guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm just gonna try and dip. Yeah. So finesse, I guess, because
Alright.
the pedestal has now been thrown across the room.
Yeah, it is no longer in reach.
Yeah. So that is okay. So
And your position
risky
is
though, instead
risky.
of desperate.
Yeah, and your effect is limited. So you're gonna get like to the way out.
Right. That's fine. And I can't push myself anymore. Oh well, it's
A 5.
double 5s.
Yeah, so you're gonna take a cut across the back from the from the knife, but it's not super deep. I'm gonna give you 1 harm, like flesh wound.
Okay.
And you get to the hole. There's like rubble conveniently piled up to make sort of a like rocky ramp out.
Right.
God. Junker, what would you like to do?
What's Jesse doing?
Jesse, I think, is in front of you, growling at the 2 figures, keeping them at
He's
bay
so
a little bit.
vicious.
Savage.
He's so vicious.
He's so vicious.
You can see now that the big man is like bleeding pretty profusely from his arm, and is staggering a little bit.
And Jack is left.
Jack is right
I'm-
next to you.
I'm like at the entrance with you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I want to try to cover our retreat as best as I can. So I want to sick Jesse on the Whisper
Okay.
and then shoot him.
You're gonna like lay down covering fire.
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and roll whichever skill you feel applies. I suspect hunt, but you can
Yes.
pick what you would like. And I think your position here, as you're laying down covering fire, is actually pretty good. You're at a distance. The Whisper's preoccupied. I would say your position is controlled. This is a good spot for you. Your effect is still limited, but not a whole lot
no
of bad
bonus.
stuff's gonna happen to you. Yeah, no bonus. Nice.
So happy.
Yeah,
I'm
so
so happy. I'm getting less stressed. This is great.
Jesse fucking leaps on the Whisper and takes them down to the ground. There's a splash, and with that, the big fella turns to go like pull Jesse off of the Whisper, and you cover your escape. The 2 of you can climb out. The smoke is starting to clear in the hallway, and you can hear some voices down the way you came in, being like, "Well, what are we gonna do with them?" What do you do?
Shit. Do we have an idea of how many people from from hearing him? Seems
It's
like they're all still there.
a handful, yeah.
Yeah.
More than 2, less than 10.
Right. I assume that my large weapon has been discarded in the room.
You can have it with you. I didn't
Okay.
take it away as a consequence. So
Okay. Yeah. Then I'm gonna like. It's all stone and shit here. I only know one way out. And our blueprint lady has left.
yeah.
So I don't know how you're feeling about this, Clave, but I think just try and fucking fight our way through. Or do you just want to run further in until we find another exit?
Oh no, I won't. I think that running back the way we came is perfect.
Save me.
Alright. Yeah.
I'm
So-
almost dead.
Yeah, let's just. I've got a big bat and like a lot of gusto.
Are you like emboldened by the fight you just got out of, and you come screaming around the
Yeah.
corner? Like, what is
Right.
this?
Mhm. Hell yeah! The adrenaline's going. If it weren't for like all of the like probably broken teeth and broken ribs,
Yeah.
I would be in a much better. I would be in a much better mood right now. I like Jack is loving this, but
Mhm.
also like probably gonna die.
It's looking kind of likely. So you come careening around the corner, and there are 4 assassins there, and I need to double check how groups work, because I'm pretty sure They are a group. Groups. God damn it.
Oh shit! I still have one load. I forgot that my
Do
blowgun
you?
doesn't cost any load. I do.
Yeah. Okay. So do you want
So
to
excited.
grab an item or something?
I might. We'll see.
Okay. So this
um,
would be scale on 96. Okay.
As we run out, I would like to load my fine pistols with electroplasmic ammunition.
Ooh.
Gotta shoot those ghosts.
Okay.
I mean,
May as
I'm
well.
sure it works on people too.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I think I can't find the frickin' chart that says what scale groups of people are. But I think they're just gonna they're gonna count as an extra tier higher essentially, because there's
Okay.
4 of them. So you come
Alright,
around the corner. What would you like to do when you see
So, I'm going to reach into my second bandolier of alchemicals,
them? Yeah.
and I'm gonna chuck another smoke bomb in there to set us up for
Oh.
when we run in and just try and clobber them.
Okay. Roll. I think you rolled wreck last time. So
Yeah, for that,
that-
causing chaos and distractions.
if that sounds good for you, we can do that again.
Yeah. What do we want on the position and effect?
Position. I think we're back to desperate on the position.
That's fair.
Because they're just gonna shoot you. And your effect. Normally, I'd say your effect is pretty darn good here.
Right.
But they're a tier higher, and they're a bigger group, so I think your effect is limited.
Okay. And I have 2 tier 1 with
Actually, here we go. Scale.
wounds.
Yeah, they're 1 difference. I don't think your wounds are really gonna affect you here.
I just have 2 tier 1 harms.
Yeah,
Or
it's
level 1 harms. Is
So the negative effect only applies if the injury makes sense for the action.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. And what did I get? 5?
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so you throw the bomb, and they're like, "It's a bomb!" and somebody just panic fires at you. And panic fires at you.
Okay.
And so you're gonna take a hit. It's not a bad hit. You're gonna take a 2 harm shot.
Okay.
But your smoke goes off right in the middle of them.
Hell yeah.
So your two harm is going to be a bullet in the shoulder, I think.
Okay.
Actually, no. Let's do a bullet in your hip. There we go. I like that. Spread the wounds
Okay.
around a little bit. All right, Junker. There's a big old smoke bomb. What would you like to do?
I would like to shoot people.
You're just gonna fire wildly?
Yes.
Well, to my understanding,
All right.
Ring's on the ground, and there are
Yeah.
4 of them.
Yeah.
in
No.
there.
This is
Not
not
a
me
wide
saying
open
that's a bad
space.
idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What action are you using?
Hunt. Because I like that one.
So you're just fire. We just we do a quick dolly pan of the camera to right behind you, and we see your cloak flare out, and then just your silhouette with these flashes in front of you. I think your position here is controlled, and your effect. I don't think your eye really affects you here. So let's start. Normally it'd be standard, right? You're gonna go down because of the tier. You're gonna go up because of how good your weapons are.
Now, I've also loaded them with electroplasmic. I don't know if that affects
If
this.
you should be able to open the item with a little arrow next to it, and it'll say what it does.
It doesn't say anything.
The ones on the class things don't seem to show anything. I think that electroplasmic ammo just makes it hit ghosts.
I think that is true.
Neat.
But we can double check real quick by going to the playbooks, which are toward the front. Here we go, characters. And the hound is near the front. Here we go. The Hound. Hound items. Electroplasmic ammunition. A bandolier of electroplasmic ammo, especially potent against spirits, but less effective against physical targets. So if you would like to spend that load on something else instead, that would be allowed.
That would probably be good.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else right now, but yeah, I'm just gonna
Yeah, you can
unload,
spend that on
I
armor
guess.
later.
That would be good.
All right. So
this
I don't
is
think their
limited?
size, I don't think their scale really affects things here, because you're just firing blindly into them, right? So
Right.
I'm gonna
Right.
say this is standard. This is controlled standard.
Cool.
That's
And-
like a somewhat nice situation for us to
Yeah,
be in.
your consequence is you're gonna take a shot back, right? They're gonna fire blindly right back at you.
Right.
Right.
Cool. Awesome. I like this. I like this part of the game.
You drop some fucking shots into them, and Ring, you're like pulling yourself across the ground. There's like a streak of blood, and you just see like
Love it.
bullets fly into the sewer in front of you, and someone like stumbles back doing the like action movie waving their arms thing. And yeah, Jack, what would you like to do? An opening has been made at this point.
Yeah. I'm gonna just fucking like try and run past them, and then break another one of my bottles of chemicals of trance powder, which normally is a narcotic, but it induces a pleasant hypnotic trance.
Nice.
So
you can get them
I'm
real
just
fucking
gonna-
high.
hey, it's a lot harder for you to shoot people when you're high,
Yeah, go for it.
at least intentionally. Yeah,
What
Cool.
skill
Some
do you
more
think,
wreck?
or what action do you think that is?
for creating
wreck?
more chaos or distraction.
Yeah, wreck could work. I think
Cool.
that means you're not gonna get out, but you're gonna get to them and
Right.
and fuck them up if it goes well. I think if it goes poorly, your consequence here isn't harm. Your consequence is you're gonna get high on your own supply.
All right. You know what? I can honestly, right now with all my fucking cracked ribs and shit like that, I could
could
go
use
for
it.
a little bit. Cool.
All right.
What's my position again?
Your position is I'd say pretty fucking not good, because you're like running up into them and smashing it, right? So I'd say desperate.
yeah, but they're like disoriented from like a bunch of like bullets that were coming at
right,
them.
but
and they're still in the
your
smoke.
risk, your consequence here isn't them, it's you. It's your own
Right.
actions.
That's
and
fair.
you're running into a place where you're blind. So
Right.
I'm gonna say your
enough.
position is desperate, and you're gonna get seriously fucking high if things go bad. But your effect is I'm gonna say things canceling out. It sounds like your effect's probably great. You've been set up for
yeah.
a solid spot here.
Cool. And then no bonus dice. Boop. That's a 6.
That is a 6. You drop the fucking vial, you cover your mouth, and you run. And
Yeah.
Junker, you just hear a bunch of coughing from the cloud, and then behind you, where the hole was, you hear somebody coming up after you. What do you do?
Do I see the other person?
Yeah. So Jesse has scrambled up and away from the brawl down there, and the Whisper you can see down at the bottom of the sort of ramp, doing like whispering, being a fucking creeper, and
No.
and the big person who is like super fucked up, has like bite marks from Jesse now, is just like climbing angrily up at you.
Okay, which one's closer?
The big dude.
I want to try to shoot him off whatever he's climbing up.
Okay, so what are you looking to get out of this? Are you looking to hurt him or push him back, or
Ideally hurt him.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think your I think your effect is standard, because normally you'd be limited because of all the math we've already done, but he's at a disadvantage trying to climb up this thing. Your position is risky, and the consequence here is that he's going to get up in your shit.
Okay. And this is standard effect.
Yes.
Cool.
Risky standard.
Okay, that's
A 4. Okay, well, fortunately, you shoot him. So he gets up in your business, he like climbs out, he's like, "You fucking get back here," and swings to just punch your lights out, and you hold up your gun, and we just like see a red screen. And then we're looking down the hallway from the supply room at you holding out your pistol with the smoke coming out of it, and we hear something drop to the ground. What would you like to do?
I'd like to keep going out
Yeah.
and run.
And I think at this point, you're pretty much off scot-free. There's going to be a bit of a struggle getting back to your lair, as fucked up and kitted out as you are, and with the spirit bells now ringing above this location because so many people have died. But I think, one, in the interest of time, but also just in the interest of where the fiction is, I think you managed to get away. You're going to... If this were a long-running campaign, you would be taking a shit ton of heat right now. Your crew would be
so much
sus as fuck. But you do manage to...
we would lose our reputation as subtle real quick.
Yeah, you do manage to get...
We ever
We
really
messed
subtle?
up. We just messed up a little bit.
You do
We're
get
also-
the dagger to the Hollow One. And they will gladly make your wounds feel so much better. But I don't think we need to get into that. So...
Oh no.
I think this is a good point for us to close out. Katie's just like, no, I didn't sign up. Yes, you did.
Oh god.
Let's.
I'm pretty sure I dipped out in the beginning of cult creation because I was sick. I didn't go into all this mess.
Yeah. Well, you signed
all
up for it when you
Summer.
decided to be on a game with Summer. Let's be real.
You got me there.
So let's go around, do shout outs, say where people can find you, and yeah. So Katie, since we're talking to you anyway, who are you? Where can people find you?
I'm Katie. You can find me on Twitter at KatieFace or on the Off the Table Twitter where I am there, and I also do games on Off the Table, which is Summer's channel. I play the D&D campaign there, Burning Wheel, Monster Hearts, and I'm also I don't know what I do. I'm also keeper on Monster of the Week game. Every Wednesday, I'm on Pro Starters channel playing Mask, and I also play a Dungeon World game on Mort's Magical Wares every other Saturday. This coming up tomorrow, I'll be on Knoxville Tales at 3 Central Standard Time, I believe, playing our continuation of Downfall, which is a game we did for Women in Gaming Month. Women in Gaming Month. Words are hard. But it was really fun because it's a GM-less game. And on the 7th, I will be over in Scratch and BFF at 10 o'clock at night. So it's going to be fun.
Sorry, my internet cut out just a little bit. So on Sunday, you're going to be on
Tomorrow,
Scraticus's
I'm going to
channel?
be on Nox's channel. Yeah.
You said a thing about... I heard the beginning of Scraticus.
On the 7th, I'll be on
The 7th, thank you.
Scraticus's channel.
Are we doing Brunch Bird on the 8th?
The 8th. Brunchbird, which is Nox, Summer, Dingo, and Jess. We're doing an all-female of Lady Blackbird.
Lady Blackbird.
It's going to be really fun.
Awesome. And okay, next, Zed.
Hi, I do considerably less on the internet. You can find me at demilife.bandcamp.com or soundcloud.com/demilife. I make music. You'll find me there.
Awesome. Connor?
Hey, I'm Connor. You can find me on Twitter at CyberWolf1201, where I mostly just tweet about D&D and Critical Role. You can also find me here on Twitch, where I don't do a lot of RPG content on my own channel. Instead, I play video games badly and talk about the lore because it's pretty fun. I am going to try my best to finish Ocarina of Time tonight, right after this. After I go get some chicken nuggets because
We just
Gotta
we
go
talk
down.
about those chicken nuggets
Hankering.
all day.
We need them.
chicken nuggets make everything better.
You really do.
But starting next Saturday, at about the same time slot, I'm going to be on Pro Restarter's channel with some other friends, Dingo being one of them. Yeah, and we're going to have fun.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Dope.
And congratulations, you didn't eat Katie.
I did not eat Katie.
Really worried.
You tried. You definitely tried not to eat.
So worried.
Jesse might
I
have,
think
though.
the chicken probably distracted you.
The chicken did.
Absolutely. And last but certainly not least, Summer.
Yo, I am Summer. I do things on the internet. I have a channel called Off the Table. That's off_the table here on Twitch. We stream Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We play a shit ton of different stuff. We're playing D&D, Monster of the Week, Monster Hearts, Sagas of the Icelanders, Masterminds, and
Burning Wheel.
Burning Wheel.
The
Yeah,
one we try not to think about.
the one I just desperately try not to think about. And then we do a DM advice show Thursday. Tuesdays I'm on Unmade Gaming playing random stuff right now. We're figuring it out. And then Saturday is normally from 2 to 4 EST, 11 to 1 PST. Time zones are hard. I'm playing on Grimjack 21502, doing Pulp Cthulhu. That's super fun. But yeah, lots of stuff. Follow me on Twitter. That's the only way to know what's happening in my life. That's how I keep up with what I do in my life. People
Awesome.
at me and are like, they're in my game. And I'm like, oh yeah, I am.
Yeah. And I am Dylan. You're on my channel. You can check all my links in all the places around here. But before you skadoot and are like, I'm out of here, there are going to be some announcements happening on stream in literally like less than a minute. So we're going to go to another screen and you get to watch some stuff. So don't exit out of the stream yet. I do want to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye.